Hello, everybody. Welcome to Team Turboblaze's Turboblaze Trials Week 44. We've had a couple weeks of no streaming, though the finals has been recorded and will be on YouTube shortly. We're super excited to bring this week to you guys because this is the last week that we are legal for the Chaos Rising format, which is awesome. Next week we will be off because of the Pitch Black 3K. I'd like to quickly shout out our sponsor, Collectors Connections, based in Duluth, Minnesota. They've been sponsoring us for a long time now, and they help us host events like these, our monthly webcam acing tournaments, and get out to big events such as next week's Pitch Black 3K in Akron, Ohio. For the first time ever, we've been able to get 7 of the 8 team members out to Akron, which is going to be super exciting. I think it's going to be a great weekend, and we only have our sponsor, Collectors Connections, to thank for all of that. So, our first round is beginning momentarily. We have 24 players tonight, which is maybe a new record. It's very impressive. I'm joined by my co-commentator, Ghouls, who will be on momentarily, and we're going to get some cool stream matches out to you guys tonight. All right, let's go ahead and hop in through these on the limit list and see what interesting matches there are. Ghouls is going through the tables as we speak. Looks like we've got some Turbo Blazer on Blazer action going on at table 6 versus Wonk Daddy, Chucky Davis, and Lee Hoffman. So why don't we hop on down to table 6 and see what they're up to. Taking a quick look at the matchup here, it looks like we got Big Whalmer versus Lightning Spread. I don't know if weakness is going to be enough to do it. We're going to take a couple minutes while we wait for Chucky to check through all the tables, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with our stream here. Right. Again, we thank you all for your patience while we get everything set up here. Again, we have 24 people tonight, which, if it's not a record, it should be pretty close to a record. So we've got our lovely crew members going around and making sure everybody's webcams are how they should be before we begin here. Oh, and of course it's completely swapped the order of them. I thought that Lee would be on the left and Chucky would be on the right, but it appears that I am super wrong on that front. Great. Well, that's fine. That's an easy fix. Alrighty. Looking forward to a good match here. We have, again, Chucky Davis on the left here playing Baxcalibur Hydro Pump, an old classic, the deck that Chucky used to win a 3K not too long ago, against Lee Hoffman, attempting to counter the water meta with a little bit of Lightning Spread. Lightning Spread, if you don't know, just won full grip last night, 5-0, under skillful hands of Hunter Horak. So we'll see if Lee Hoffman can replicate that success. I apologize. Stream might go out for a second here while I attempt to set up the Zoom call with Ghouls, so I apologize for the interruption here. It's been a while since I streamed, and clearly I've forgotten what I'm supposed to do. That's why we gotta have Logan Davis in here. Alright. Looks like Lee Hoffman's getting a little bit of deck searching going on here. We do have Colress's Tenacity, a great card for Lightning. Can get you that exclusive Stormy Mountain Stadium, as well as a Capture Energy to get 2 basic Pokemon online here. Of course, Stormy Mountains is a great card, just like Brooklet Hill, able to get you a basic Pokemon just of the Lightning or Dragon type. No help for Chucky Davis on that front. For Chucky's part, we do see that TM Crisis Punch hit the bin, perhaps a hint that he might be playing a little bit of Ancient Trait Pokemon. And Lee is going to get his Electivire going. Electivire is the main attacker of the deck. Of course, it does 50 damage to all of Chucky Davis's Pokemon for the steep cost of 3 energy. Now, Lee has a couple tricks up his sleeve to make this work here. Lee is going to try to use the Electrode, which, in exchange for giving up a prize card, turns into 2 energy of any color and can instantly attach to Electivire, giving Lee some much needed pressure after giving up a prize card. Another Pokemon that could potentially blow itself up is Magneton. Magneton is able to search your deck for 3 different supporter cards, allowing Lee to go behind on prizes at command turning on potentially reversal or counter energy while also getting him a cool litany of supporters, including the potential of Lieutenant Surge's strategy, meaning that Lee could cherry pick Lieutenant Surge plus the two exact supporters he needs next turn. Of course, you always have to be wary with giving up too many prizes. Chucky is playing the ancient trait Articuno, which could let him take two prizes in a single attack, more than punishing, I should say, any prizes given up for free on Lee's side. All right. But Chucky's going to get to use Pokepad to search his deck for Pokemon of his choice. Looks like he's thinking about getting another basic down. Of course, Basculin will be able to get two more basics down. So it looks like Chucky's going to be having an alright turn, though I hope that we're going to be able to see a Manaphy, and we do not see a Manaphy. So Chucky's going to be taking a lot of damage if Lee's able to find one of his evolutions this turn. Looks like Lee is going to be able to find Tapu Koko for some free retreat. Does he have the evolution search in hand, though? Can use Stormy Mountains to get another guy, potentially. Oh, perfect. I think we do have ghouls here. Let me go ahead and turn you on, ghouls. Ghouls, say something for me.
Hey everybody, check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Fantastic.
Testing,
All right,
testing.
folks in chat, let me know if our audio is imbalanced in any way. I think we should be pretty close, though, which is awesome.
Cool. Rock and roll. Do we want to
Uh,
sing a song and harmonize to see if we're good? No, I'm
Whoa!
joking.
Yeah, that brings me back to those the
Whoa.
Zoom choir days. I did not miss that. Let me tell you.
I have to say that was after my choir time.
Oh, thank God.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was
absolutely. So, uh, yeah, I was already out of school by the time COVID and all that came around.
that was my freshman
Um,
year of
so
college. Horrible.
so we
Ghouls.
got a pretty interesting matchup here, right? Um, looks like we got a little bit of lightning spread versus some water contraption.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna pull up Chucky's list right now. We
Contraption's a
got the
nice way of
Articuno here.
putting it. We got a little bit of edgelord going
Yeah,
on. We do have the Bax Caliber, the classic way to get as many energy as you want down. We do have Articuno to take extra prizes.
sure. I know that Lee's deck like can explode out of nowhere at this point. Um, I did not happen to see what he grabbed off of the Galadian. But I mean, he's just missing an electrode. He's missing a way to search out the magneton, and then he's going to be off to the races. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
Chucky's board is definitely looking a little weak to some spread right now.
Yeah, he has one more bench slot open, but that last bench slot better be Manaphy. I don't know if you looked at his list. Does he have it? I hope he does.
I am in the process of pulling up the list. I gotta open up Limitless again to get there.
It also made me pretty
But yeah,
nervous
tell me
seeing
about
Chucky
this.
not play a supporter last turn.
Yo, there's that electro that we were just talking
Oh,
about.
an Electrode means two energy right there, right now. And as long as we do
Yep.
have, really? We're attacking with Terra
Oh
Spark?
my
Oh
gosh,
no, I don't like this at all.
that's pretty. That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty bad. We're gonna give up a prize card to get one Terra Spark. Oh, but with the counter catcher,
Oh, that's kind of cool.
that actually makes it worth it. So we're
Yeah,
gonna get the KO of our choice. We are gonna take out the Frigibax here to prevent Chucky from having any potential attacker next turn. Of course, Terra Spark comes at a high cost. We do have to discard all lightning energy, so back to square zero from a certain point of view, but still going to take a
Sure.
knockout, set up some damage for later, and even up the score. Impressive.
Man, I'm just looking at this tournament and we have such a great turnout tonight, SBO. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I think 24 players. I'm not sure if that's a Turboblaze Trials record, but that's like as many players as we have ever gotten, as far as I know.
I think we have gotten higher numbers, but
Maybe
not
on
for
like the
just like a
end day.
yeah. The end day was huge. The end day.
But today we
Okay,
don't have
cool. I
any sort of
finally
fancy prizes like that. It's just our usual fare. First and second place get their choice of a little illustration rare or a little gold trainer. And we got a custom Bidoof going to be raffled off to a random player who finishes every round.
we do have a Manaphy in this list.
But he did not use Basculin to get it. Makes you think.
Where's the Hisuian Heavy Ball?
Lilies, thank
We got a
goodness. Maybe
Lilies for
taking off the
8.
prize.
Yeah.
Lilies for only 6, though, as Chucky did take a prize from the
Well, oh,
Electrode.
yeah. He just has not adjusted the dice yet.
Yep.
Still, a fresh hand for 6 is always welcomed. Um, in the same way that we were talking about Lee just needing one evolution search, it looks like Chucky is just one evolution search away from setting up his board as well with the Drizzile with that shady dealing ability. Incredible setup accuracy ability that water thrives on. And let's see if Chucky can find that dealer. Okay, that's also a big
Right. We do see that incredible Rough Seas, another important card in this matchup, just like Manaphy. Seas is able to heal 30 damage from all water or lightning Pokemon in play. It's going to undo a lot of that spread angle that Lee Hoffman's going for.
yep. And we got the dealer down.
Uh-oh. Logan says, audio gone. That's not good. I don't think it should be gone.
Check 1 2.
I don't know what that means, Logan Davis. Just ghouls.
Okay. Can you
Really?
hear me right now, SBO?
I hear you fine, and it's coming up on my bars.
Okay.
Okay, they're both back. Maybe we just weren't saying anything.
Yeah. Well, I was talking, and it went out, so that makes sense.
I think you lagged out a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna make sure that my phone's not on the Wi-Fi too.
Don't lag out.
I need every I need every little ounce I can get
Yeah.
back here.
So one cool thing that Chucky does have access to also is Articuno and Baxcalibur's potential attackers that are not weak to lightning. Could give him a little bit of an edge in a scenario where he's maybe picked up some of his benched Pokemon and just needs to prevent that last prize or two from being taken on the active. And we do find the Manaphy, so just choosing not to go for it on the last turn, very bold choice. I probably would have gotten Manaphy before the Articuno myself.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Definitely prioritizing trying to set up an attacker, or you know what? Maybe he thought he needed to stall out with the sleep attack if he
Yep,
got hit with an early Electivire.
that could be a good way to
But
punish it, for sure.
yeah,
Alright, so Chucky's looking like
I
he's
would
got a
love.
stable position for sure.
Yeah, I would love. Okay, so we got a Lily's there too, right? From Lee. He also has Silent Lab.
Sonic Lab's going to be a great thing to play. assuming that he can get off the Electivire attack this turn, could be challenging unless he blows up his Magnetone and gives up another prize card to do it.
but
I can
it is possible.
I can see he's thinking. He does have special charge to get back his speed energy. Decides to conserve it. I think that makes a lot of sense. There's a lot more special energy to get back later. And just going to go for lilies here. We're going to need to see reversal or counter energy plus a Magneton blow up.
Yep.
Would not be an
Yeah,
ideal turn here.
he needs a lot of search this turn for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, not to
It's
mention, yeah, he needs
possible
the
he
Electivire.
can do it.
I
Yeah.
think the
Another problem that he's going to run into is that he has an active that's going to get knocked out from an attack. And so that's also going to put him down bad off of a reversal energy. So
right. I think
Lee's
the
going to have
best
to
play
find
here is
another way to power him up.
probably just to attach a
There's
regular
one.
lightning to Electivire and just call it a day.
Yeah.
Chucky's, of course, going to want to
We
leave
do
that
see the
Bastion
Magneton.
active. Yeah, he does have the Magneton, but wouldn't want to blow it up. I think Lee's got the same idea that I had. Maybe just attach for turn
Oh,
somewhere. Okay, interesting. Not sure what that's about.
yeah. Lee is playing very, I feel like with that energy attachment, pretty defensive against the Articuno.
Yeah, he does not want to get his 70
And
HP Electabuzz bossed and KO'd here.
yeah,
And of course, he doesn't really want to take the knockout. He's not going to get the knockout because Terra Spark only does 40 damage. But not much point in keeping your guy in the active spot. If you lose your float stone, that could be a real problem. That 40
yeah.
damage on the Basculin is not relevant. So Chucky,
Do you
he
know
has bought
if
himself a
Lee is
turn
playing?
here. He has to pivot himself, but it looks like we're going to see Irida probably for Rare Candy Baxcalibur or Rare Candy Inteleon for Baxcalibur.
Do you know
Not
if
too
Lee is
shabby.
playing Zebstrika at all?
I do not know.
Have you seen any? Yeah.
I did not look at the list. I know that his list is like very similar to Bomb's, but I don't know the exact
Okay.
parameters there.
Yeah. Last time I went and looked at the list, I think it cut me out. So I'm trying to not do too much searching right now.
I forgive you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but so we got the
Oh, we're losing you again. Fix your Wi-Fi.
looking
You're
like
back. All right, let's view this match here. Lee is playing Zebstrika in his list. He's actually got a lot of Pokemon. He's got Zapdos. He's got Luxray, Swelling Flash. He's got a lot of interesting things going on here. One thing he definitely doesn't have is the new Voltaic Energy, which is not yet legal. New Voltaic Energy in Pitch Black increases the damage of your electric Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon by 20, same as a Muscle Band or a Strong Energy.
hmm.
In fact, with that,
Yeah, I
Lightning
think
has the exact
that's
same
going to
set
be
of damage
a
buffs
big
as
piece.
Fighting does, which is pretty exciting. The only difference is that Fighting is good, Lightning is bad.
I think Lightning's worse are like its biggest issue is that it has worse attackers.
Yes,
I think the
precisely.
attackers are pretty mid.
Well, if you look at the attackers and when they came out, I mean, we're playing Zapdos and Tapu Koko from the Sun and Moon era still. That right there is already a big red flag when your attackers are from Sun and Moon. And the other ones, Electivire, um, Regieleki, or Regieleki and Electivire, sorry, are from Sword and Shield, which is a little more recent, but not that recent. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
all the Fighting's
No.
attackers have been around for about 1 year.
Yeah, the silver border deck. is
Silver
what I like
border
to call
decks
it.
are usually better than yellow border decks, turns out.
Yep.
We do see the
Yeah, you know what's
attachments.
huge?
Robe.
You have a bump on Silent Lab,
Yeah, that's a big
and
deal.
that's pretty painful for Lee to not get any mileage off of it on the first
No.
use.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I know he didn't want to lily it back into the deck and potentially not see it for a while, but now it's officially gonzo, and he's going to have to find Lusamine if he wants to get it back. So that was a very good escape rope here, forcing Lee to promote something that has 120 health or less, and everything that's on the bench was higher value KO than that Tapu Koko. So,
Yeah.
gonna choose to just give up the energy and the float stone on the Regieleki, preserve his bomb, and preserve his primary attacker in Electabuzz. Chucky Davis
Yeah,
officially had another prize card. Whew.
it's not looking good for Lee right now. If
No.
you're Lee, you're definitely needing to see a whole lot this turn. Um, Something like Luxcape, something to be able to brave a storm here.
Yep.
We do see
Absolutely.
that Zeb Strika line coming out, so we can get a little bit more consistency. But you're almost getting to the point now where using the Magneton is like maybe not even worth it.
Yeah, it puts you in a very risky spot to have given up two prizes for free, one prize just because you took too long to the Inteleon, and the threat of Articuno boss just scamming the game and ending it all is right there. But Lee does choose to give up
Mm.
another prize for free, but he is going to get his combination of Surge plus whatever he wants. Could see him get Lusamine here to get back the Silent Lab. Could see Canary to find that Electivire. Could see Guzman Hala in order to find a counter or reversal energy. A lot of options here. Teammates could also be a
To
good
be
option.
honest with you, I really don't mind him going for a Lux right here to
Sure.
just kind of clear off the threats
Yeah. You're absolutely
and give
right
him a second to
because,
like stabilize.
yeah, with the 20 damage on the Electivire, that Electivire would just get knocked out by Inteleon on the rebound, which would be a really bad spot to be in. Think about potentially Hex Maniac to apply a little more pressure there too.
Hex would be great here to reestablish tempo.
Yeah, it looks like
That way,
he's
like you
lining
come in,
that up. The Surge, the
yep.
Guzahala to find the reversal for Luxray, or for whoever. Hex to prevent a follow-up. Could be
Have
good.
we seen Surge in deck?
Now, if
Because I don't
Lee,
see it up front.
yeah, maybe it's in hand already. Now if Lee is able to find Electro Power with his Electivire, then he could clear the threat while also getting his spread damage too. That would,
Hmm.
I think, be the ideal play here.
Yeah, we
Do you
do
see
have
the
the Surge in
Surge
hand.
in hand already? He has Delinquent Guzma. He's got a lot of things to potentially play here. What are we playing? Looks like Canary is the choice. Has to discard Battle VIP Pass, but this will find him his Electivire, his Zebstrika, and his Luxray, which is really cool too. Luxray, notably a silver bordered attacker. If you're not familiar with Luxray, the Swelling Flash ability allows you to play Luxray directly from your hand onto the bench as long as you are behind on prize cards. So since Lee Hoffman has given up two prizes to his own self knockouts, he's going to be able to bench Luxray on his own terms and swing for 180 damage.
Yeah, a big tempo shift here this turn.
Yeah. But with one supporter being used for Canary, we're going to have to see, does he have to use a second supporter on the Guzman Hala for the energy, or is he able to actually use a disruption card like Delinquent or Hex Maniac?
Yeah, that's so true. I do not see
Like, I
the
didn't see
triple
the
excel
energy in hand,
access.
so I think he probably has
Nope.
to play Guzman Hala this turn, unfortunately. I would have loved to see teammates for reversal plus electro power if that was available to him, but it may not have been. And of course, without playing Hex, you're only hitting the active spots, so he probably would have to eye up the Lux Ray as the better option. Yeah, not exactly what you want to see.
Dude, if you just hex here, like that's such a waste of a hex, I think.
Oh, it's super bad. You want to use Hex only on the turn that you're spreading. Thinking about
Yeah, he's gonna have
Lucamine?
to just like take a turn off and like stabilize
So
at this
maybe,
point.
yeah, so maybe he's thinking he takes a turn off, does Lucamine for Surge plus Silent Lab? What?
Hmm.
Horse Experiment. Oh, brother.
Yeah, he might have not been able to play the Guzma Hollow with the resources in hand. He might not have
I don't
had cards
know.
he
I saw
felt
Delinquent in
comfortable.
hand. I saw a lot of junk in hand. I feel like something could have gone here. I'm not sure. I don't really love the
Yeah.
Colress's tenacity.
Did you for sure see the reversal in deck too?
I did not for sure see the reversal in deck. Keep
Yeah.
in mind he does also have access to counter energy, though that does not work with Lux Ray as well.
Well, is he might be playing
I think
counter
it's a
gain.
pass angle. Yep, it is a pass angle here. So again, I'm very surprised we didn't see the surge taken back.
He's at least he has potential to get two prizes next turn off of an Electivire and then set up for a board wipe like the following turn.
Mhm.
Because we know Chucky has at least one stadium down.
Yeah,
Or no,
he is
two. He
down the
does have two
Roxy's,
stadiums
and
down.
he's is he down two? Well, he's played the
Yeah,
Brooklyn, and
well,
he's
with the one that's
yeah,
active, yeah.
right on. You're gonna
Yeah,
see
and that's it.
and get rid of all those juicy supporters in Lee Hoffman's hands, as well as the Silent Lab.
The Zep
That's
Striker.
unfortunate, brother. Good lord.
Yeah, you
So
lose your
last
Zep
turn
Striker
setup
too.
was just like a complete waste. Very
Very
unfortunate.
smart of Chucky to recognize that this is the turn to use your Versus Seeker
Yeah,
because you do not want to give Lee Hoffman what he was just setting up.
absolutely. And Chucky is so close to closing out the game in two or three or even potentially two turns. Um, Cash in while you can, get rid of the Zipstrika, get rid of the ability denial. And of course, with
Yeah.
the Octillery in play, playing N when you're ahead doesn't feel so bad.
Now, I will say that Chucky did get teammates,
That's fantastic.
which is pretty big. Yeah, I see at least a teammates, and I saw Chorus Tenacity in Lee's hand.
And think about how far Chucky has gotten ahead in this matchup without a single energy acceleration.
Yeah.
All those haters out there that say you need Bax Caliber and Frostmoth, hate to break it to you, but Milo Pump is the way. You only need one, or in this case, zero.
Yep.
We are going to see one more Aqua Bullet setting up the 20 damage on the Luxray. Luxray has 150 health, but damages itself when it attacks, so that actually does put it into lethal range by the Inteleon if it ever chooses to attack. Alright, now we definitely
All
need
right.
to see
So
like Hex Maniac, Electro Power, Counter Energy, or I think we gotta pack it up.
I think he's got everything he needs in hand.
We do see the Ultra Ball for the Zipstrika, that's fantastic. What else you got, Lee?
I'm predicting the teammates.
We see the Colress's Tenacity that could get the funny energy. What are we getting back here? Eyeing up the free retreat of Tapu Koko.
Yeah.
Definitely
Well,
don't
because
want
think
any of
about
your
it. If
self
it
KO
happens to
guys.
stick, well, if it happens to stick, he clears at least two more prizes.
Sure.
So if he can power up the Coco, okay, but he's choosing the Regieleki, saying that he just needs to take three after this too.
Yeah. We are
Mm.
going to see Chorus's Tenacity is going to get the Silent Lab plus the counter or reversal energy, which is phenomenal.
I would definitely grab the counter energy here.
Yeah, it would be nice to keep
I think.
the reversal for the Luxray, but you have to think that the counter energy could be used on Regieleki.
Yeah, that's true too. That's probably the better choice.
Yeah, I think this is what I would do.
Lee is
And we do
very
see
well
the
versed
trade
in this
away of
deck.
the teammates. I mean, I wouldn't have teammates for
Yep.
anything other than Silent Lab and reversal anyway.
But we did not get the cape, it looks like.
Yeah, we need to see the Cape or the Electro power here to clear the immediate threat and not just get killed on the rebound here, but it's looking likely that killed on the rebound is exactly what's going to happen, unfortunately. No prizes, only one prize taken on the useless little Basculin. No prize taken on the active spot. It's going to be a big problem. And now Lee Hoffman potentially only has one more turn left to play here. It's possible that Chucky could find a weird line to even end the game right now with Articuno, but if I had to guess, he's just going to take another knockout with Aqua Bullet, call it a day. Do have just about enough time left in the round for this game to conclude. We're looking at about 7 minutes left on the clock here. Knockout was taken, so we
Is
could see Raihan, but doesn't have any basic energy in the discard pile.
that's so unfortunate.
That's iconic, but we could always retreat. He's thinking, can he get a line to use Articuno here and just end the game? I don't think
So
so.
off of
I
them,
think I'd play
let's
normal.
see, 40. Yeah, that's kind of a real greedy coin flip.
Yeah, you could get it here with two heads, but you know what I'd rather do is just take the knockout for sure and win
Take the
next turn.
knockout. Do not let that Electivire win the game next turn. Like, you have to take the knockout here. And I
That's the
wonder what
problem
Chucky's
about
thinking.
Articuno is it's got that it's like the ring of Sauron. It's alluring. It's the
Oh my god.
temptation.
That's
It's
too
the
funny.
temptation, ghoulies. Oh
Oh, he's
no!
doing it.
Oh
He's doing
no!
it.
And we see him give in to temptation. He's gonna do it for the stream. He's gonna go gambling. We see Raihan, unless he has Blindside in his deck, I'm gonna get real upset here.
Well, I don't think Blindside
I
does
don't
it,
think
does
he
it?
plays Blindside. Dude, what is he getting? What is he cooking?
I
No,
don't know. Is it
this is
Muscle Band?
upsetting
Yeah.
business, dude.
He's definitely going for the coin flip.
I'm so mad.
This
I,
would definitely fall under a I'm doing it. I'm doing it for the camera
yeah, Chucky
moment.
Davis was saying he had a long day at work. He was kind of hoping he would just scrub out, be able to drop early. So, he might get his wish if he flips some tails here.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's
Muscle
the
band.
muscle
There we
band.
go.
So, just let it be known that senior Blazers do not approve of this play.
Yeah. You definitely want to go with the Inteleon here. Finalize taking off the threat
Yep.
and just getting a follow up. Also,
Yeah.
Chucky does not really have a follow up past that
No,
Inteleon.
there
That's
is no
reliable.
follow-up because he did not use the Raihan to set up Excalibur.
This is crazy.
This is like deeply upsetting and offensive to the senses.
Well, the funny thing about
Oh,
it is that Lee Lee is such a Articuno believer too.
he is.
So like this just feels. I'm not an Articuno believer, but
Yeah.
half of the team is, and this is pretty ironic. This is very tasteful.
I definitely find myself on team anti-Kuno. If you
Yeah.
see Evolution Incense, I really hope he has rare candy in hand. Can't tell what kind of caliber that is, but some kind of
Yeah, I
backs.
was gonna say, what is that? Is
It's
that the
something.
middle form?
Dude, I don't know which one it is. Oh, and he just gets it anyway. Never punished. I'm kind of upset, to be honest with you.
He's doing so much
He
setup for
does
like,
have wishy-washy, but he still will just lose the
look at
game if
this,
Lee Hoffman
look at
finds
this.
a damage buff and this knockout is missed. And that is not a
Oh
KO, so
my
he's
gosh.
thrown the game
Yep.
away for no apparent reason here. Only 80
Yep.
damage on the active, and now Lee Hoffman, still behind on prize cards, still with that reversal energy. No Stadium Bomb is going to be able to just take 3 prize cards here. Potentially a fourth
No,
if he
he
can
can
just take for
take.
that damage buff.
Well, doesn't he take four? Am I miss?
He does
No.
not
Okay.
take a
He
KO on the
evolved.
active,
You're right.
unfortunately. And he did evolve
No,
into
it was the
Excalibur.
evolution. Yeah.
So we're going to need to see
All right,
the
Chucky. We
Electro
see you.
power to knock it out this turn. But either way, I think Chucky's put himself in a losing position for the culture
Oh,
here.
he's got Guzma.
Yeah, we could
Don't.
just go
Uh,
ahead and. I mean,
what else
Guzma
does he
doesn't
have?
really help here.
He definitely attached the energy. And I think you sprint here. I would
Yeah,
sprint.
I would just sprint and find the Electro power dog, end it. No! No! Lee Hoffman, no!
He put Chucky
Dude!
put that cake.
Dude! No!
What is going on?
Dude, stop trolling! Stop trolling!
This
Now,
is
if
not the
Lee
troll
Hoffman
async
sprints into like
match.
Arvin here and that would have won him the game, I'm gonna be very, very
Wait,
annoyed.
what is that? Is that tag call? No, he's got the elect power,
Also,
right?
he played Guzma and nobody came up. I'm a little confused here. What happened? Oh no, someone did come
He
up. That
brought up
crazy
the
Bax Caliber.
yeah, he brought up the Luxray.
Now, what little tool is on that Bax Caliber? Field blower. No
It's
tool.
a it's a Luxgate.
Okay.
Look at that.
No, look at that. Is that electro power?
That's elect. Yeah, that would have been game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
would
would
have
have been
been
game.
game. All right. No, this is just upsetting, man. This is not high quality gameplay, unfortunately. All right, so Chucky has chosen to throw the game, and Lee has also chosen to throw the game, but he might win anyway because now he's taken 3 prize cards. Wow.
Yeah, but you know what the problem is now, SBO?
You know what? Yeah, you
Lee
know what
has
card is not
no.
activated
He
right
has
now?
he
So
has
this
no
is
way
the
to attack.
problem. This is the problem, right? Taking 3 KOs is actually terrible. He has to take 4 KOs at once. This doesn't make any sense.
Oh my
And
goodness!
now we
With
get
the
to attach counter
retreat.
energy and
Oh my
retreat. Lee
gosh!
Hoffman with the foresight of a goldfish, and Chucky Davis with the gambling nature of
Foresight
some
of a
other
goldfish.
animal.
Oh my gosh! Articuno takes it. That's crazy.
All right, so that is
That
not
was
a point in
such.
favor of Articuno. Anybody who's watching the stream right now, that is not an argument to play Articuno.
Yeah,
I'm
that was
upset.
a silly match for sure, but very entertaining.
I was entertained. I'll say that much.
Yeah,
Um,
this was nothing but showmanship right here. It was
yeah,
for the people. This
yeah,
match.
absolutely. It's like running with the bulls, you know. Just gotta live life on
100.
the edge.
Gee.
Well, it
Yeah,
looks
that's
like
incredible.
just about every game is finished. I'm gonna have to reset a couple matches here. Ghouls, if you don't mind popping down to table 12 to take a look at their match, everyone else has finished.
Yeah, absolutely. I got you.
Appreciate it. All right, we're going to take a minute break
It,
here while the last matches finish up, and then we will be back momentarily for round two. Thank you, Johan, and thank you, Ben Morse, in the chat for tuning in with us tonight. I totally agree, Ben Morse. The Turboblazers do know how to put on a show. The Turboblaze Trials are actually scripted events, like professional wrestling, where our
whoa,
players are
whoa,
instructed to
whoa.
make tactical, high rolling plays to maximize engagement.
Yeah, they say I have to do such things as well, or else Logan Davis fires me from the team.
Yes.
The sweetest of them all.
Sweet Logan Davis.
Or I have to pay SPO bucks.
I will just also let you guys know that SBO will not be playing Lightning Spread or Articuno to the 3K. So, in case you guys were wondering.
Look, I might play Lightning Spread. We'll see. I was gonna play Lightning Spread tonight. I was very much looking forward to it. I
That's
know Evan
ridiculous.
played it last week. Well, the deck, in my opinion, is one of the funnest decks to play
See,
in
I like
the format.
some aspects of it. Like, I love the Magneton, but I really just
Yeah,
hate how bad the attackers are. Like, you know what I'd like to do? Magneton, and then just troll
Magnezone.
and control. Like, I'm not trying to take these prize cards here. That's terrible. That's not what Lightning's good at.
Yeah, yeah. My
Um,
my favorite Lightning list for sure is the chicken fried list.
yeah,
I think that
dude,
list is
Chicken
so
Fried
clean.
is
Bombs.
OG. Chicken
Yeah.
Fried is the
Shout out
only
to Chicken
person to
Fried.
get a lightning badge in the Turboblaze server with his signature bombs deck. Super cool. It is funny. It's a funny deck, I'll give you that. I'm not sure if I would call it fun.
Yeah.
How's our
It has
round 12 going there? Or our table 12 going? Have you sorted that one out?
table 12 is done. Well,
They've
they
not
as
reported
soon
their
as I
match
clicked in it,
results,
they
so
they disbanded. So I didn't even get a chance to talk to
all right, I'm gonna need them
him.
to clear that up. If you could assist me on that front, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, I got you. See, I'm gonna mute myself real quick here. Okay.
All right, looks like we are reported now.
Looks
This is excellent. Let me just refresh to make sure everything's through. No, it is definitely through now. All right, I'm gonna go to the good. Lee Hoffman did not report their match. Lee Hoffman. I'm gonna cry, man. It's fine. All right, every match has been
no.
reported. We're gonna go ahead to the admin tab.
Yeah, Chuckles got it.
We're gonna hit the dashboard. We're gonna end the round. We are going to begin round number two.
All right, let's see what our matchups are like
Yeah,
this
let's see if we got
round.
anybody cool here. We're going to go to our pairings here and see what's up. It looks like we've had one player drop from the event. We are still going strong with 3 drops. Still going strong with 21 players here. At the
Yeah,
top
we do
tables, we do
have.
have. Yeah, go ahead. Pick your favorite.
I was gonna say, Chance is playing Fire today and is
Sure.
1-0. I I have really enjoyed
That is a
Chance being a part of
cool
these
deck.
tournaments,
Yeah, let's go ahead and check
and
out
I think it would be
Chance
awesome to kind
match.
of yeah. And then is that actually that's not Venom, right? That's a
No,
different
that is a
Venom.
different
Shoot
guy.
Venom. Okay,
But
cool.
yeah, it
So
looks like we
we
got a
got Shoot Venom on fighting.
really cool list here.
Yeah,
All right, so I'm gonna reset
it
our
looks like
stream overlay while they get set up here.
cool. Yeah, and just to tell everybody about the matchup, what we're looking at here is we have a Barbiama versus this Fire list. And, Fire is a type that is unfortunately a little bit on the lower side of the tier list. Um, it has a lot of really cool things going for it, a lot of really strong factors behind the type. But it's kind of like lacking in the, I would say, early game consistency department. And so it's one of the things that sets the deck back some. We do see, let's, I'm pulling up the list right now. So Chance is going with the classic Delta trait, or not Delta trait, but the Barrage trait Torchic for helping up, set up. So often we see things like Not Too Blindside just constantly sweeping these full grip events, but another ancient trait Pokemon like Torchic is not nearly as overpowered, um, because of the pool that it's in. I would argue that
Hmm.
Natu wishes it had the Barrage trait, but that is
Yes.
just what it is. Um, I think the Barrage trait in general is the strongest trait right now.
Oh,
But anyway,
absolutely.
so getting into, yeah, taking two knockouts versus just taking two off of one.
It's just better value.
You know, it's a situation of a board state, right? Also removing two Pokemon from play, which is High Octane.
And that's sort of the name of the game with iChance's deck. Not only do we have that ancient trait Torchic taking 2 knockouts, but we do have Enstar Manitan, which does 90 to the active 90 of the bench, and of course Blaziken, which does 120 to the active 120 of the bench. So the plan here is to
Mm.
probably take a pretty aggressive 2-2-2 or 1-1-2-2 prize map with this fire list here. Going to try to take advantage of any sort of prize cheating mechanics to make up for the inherent weakness of the fire type.
Yeah, another interesting fact here is that Chance is also not playing uh, TM Crisis Punch,
Oh,
which
interesting.
for me, I actually value that card a whole lot. I think Crisis Punch is really, really broken with Torchic. But to be
Well,
fair, Chance is also not playing any energy accelerators, but is opting to try to have a better overall draw engine in running Delphox and Rapidash,
right,
um,
right
which
on.
is a little bit different. Yeah.
Now, there is energy acceleration, of course. Fire has a wide variety of trainer cards at its disposal. There is the Universal Raihan, Counter Energy, and Reversal Energy. But Fire also has access to Welder, Blacksmith, and Magma Basin to get those extra energies into play, which is very cool. Can make up for the fact that he is not playing something as crazy as Zembor.
Oh, hang on a second. Let me figure out. It looks like we're having an issue with the round right now,
Okay.
and Chucky's trying to communicate with us. So let me talk to Chucky and figure out what's going on, and I'll get
All right.
back with
Thank
you.
you very much.
And
All right, Turboblaze Trials, please hold. Ghouls, if you can go around the tables and have everybody hold. I'm going to figure out what's the repair. Looks like Spence might be able to take care of this repair issue. I apologize, everybody. All right, looks like we did have a match incorrectly reported in round one. So we are going to have Spence fix that, and then we'll get ready for a repair shortly. Apparently, Count Sligo is also playing an Ensdar Manatan Blaziken deck. Exciting. He ended up beating Low Tide Water in the first round, which I would consider a pretty impressive accomplishment. iChance also defeating Water in his first round, proving that weakness not as big of an issue in this format as newer players might be led to believe. I've said it for a while, but there are usually not many situations where the weakness creates a disparity. There's usually other factors that cause matchups to be favored or unfavored. All right, and we do have new pairings up for round two. Thank you, everybody, for being patient. We're going to stay here with iChance. Now, iChance will be playing against Venzarius in Table 4. We're going to move over there here. Looks like Venzarius is playing a colorless deck. He's playing... Oh, of course, the damage colorless deck, using Diggersby and Dodrio to self-damage, and then Damage Pump to move that damage onto Pit of for an instant evolution into Unpheasant. Really cool deck brewed up by the Full Grip Games crew. We'll see how it does tonight. But I have to admit, I think that this is going to be a good matchup for iChance, as his double snipe attacks are going to have no bench barrier to deal with and fairly low HP. Alright, let's get back into this here. I'm going to have to adjust our stream overlay one more time. Our colors and text. Alright, we're going to get this round started here. Once again, we have Venzarius playing that damage mover, damage pump colorless deck featuring Unpheasant. We're going to see the lead off of Wingull, another friendly bird. When evolved into Pelipper, you can search your deck or discard pile for a supporter and put it into your hand. We're going to see Trainer's Mail for Pokepad, hopefully for a Fan Rotom to get a nice efficient start. And there is that amazing Fan Rotom. Such a powerful Pokemon. One of the most powerful setup cards, setup Pokemon in the entire game. We are going to see Fan Rotom get Bidoof and Doduo on the bench, setting up a little bit of draw, as well as one of our cheaper energy attackers. And of course, we are going to see Hops Snorlax hit the field as well.
All right, I am back.
Welcome back, Chris Hill.
Cool. So we got a colorless matchup versus fire now. Very nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I was saying, I think this is going to be one of the better matchups that Fire could expect to face. Without bench barrier and with generally lower HP totals, I think those Pokemon like Enstar, Manitan, and Blaziken are going to have an easier time picking up two knockouts.
Yeah, for sure. It makes it where, you know, you can punish them for putting damage counters on the Dodrio. Also, putting Scovit down is kind of dangerous.
Sure.
So there is a lot of things to think about. But at the same time, if you are not fast as fire, this is one of the decks that you do not want to see having a slower start.
Yeah, Fan Rotom is able to apply such quick pressure while also setting up a very powerful wide board state. And Fire just doesn't have the early attacker or the early setup Pokemon to match that.
Sure. Now, I am not quite sure if the colorless list is running the Swellow,
It is not
but
running Swellow. It appears to be the Diggersby Damage Pump Unpheasant deck, brewed up by the Full Grip Game
oh,
squad.
okay. Sure, very nice. Yeah, so they definitely have way more room than to
Absolutely.
you're not going to have to worry about falling behind too fast in prizes cuz that
Yeah.
Torchic only has the 50 HP. You know, there's a lot of like valuable Pokemon that Chance is going to want down that are going to be easy prey for the Swallow. But yeah, we'll see. We've got a Lilies for 8 praying for some kind of Pokemon search.
Yeah, and of course, at
We'll
worst,
see
if we
what
do hit
happens.
the TM evolution here, Fennekin does have the call for family attack, I believe, on the newest Fennekin, which could be a huge help.
We do see a Torchic, so that's really nice.
That's amazing. We are playing Combuskin here, so we will be able to evolve that up.
Is Chance playing any damage mods for the Blaziken?
That is a
Like Muscle
wonderful
Band or anything?
question. Let's take a quick look at Chance's list here and see what we've got. Looks like we are playing Muscle Band for a bit of damage modification, but I believe that is the only one.
Sure. I know with like Pig Pony Slug, I found that I honestly didn't even need Muscle Band most of the time.
Yep.
But I could see like it. I think chances like leaning into the Blaziken way heavier with this build, so Muscle
Yes.
Band definitely gets a little bit more value. Absolutely.
Yeah, we know that attack super well from its time on Amazing Raikou and more recently on Deoxys, where 120 120 isn't usually able to take on the big basic attackers of the format, which usually lie at around 130 140 HP. But the 120 to the bench is plenty to knock out support Pokemon like Kirlia, Lunatone, and similar. We do see
Yeah.
the
So
TM
it looks like
evolution
we.
here, which is
No, it was
great.
a call for
Oh no,
family.
that was a call for family. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, it's interesting to note. I'm pretty positive that Chance has rare candy in hand. I
Sure.
did see that. So
And very interesting
you're
choice of cast form here. Just a little note about that. Usually, cast form we see does 3 for 150, but Chance, without limited energy acceleration, is opting to play Sunny Assist, which does 50 damage and then moves its energy to the bench. Very similar to Morpeko in Dark, if you're familiar. Helps put on a little bit of damage pressure in the early game while preserving your energy attachments.
I'm
And yep,
just now seeing. I saw Lee's comment about cutting Ball Guy for special charge. Yeah, because like he had
That's chump
He
stuff right
had
there.
the special charge in hand early. Well, it was definitely, like Lee said, it was a blast to watch. Very fun.
It was. I
Yeah.
always have
Again,
fun.
shout out to everybody spending their night with us. We're really grateful that y'all are watching along and just excited to see some more GLC tonight. I feel like I haven't been able to cast in a hot second. I've been just going 3-1 for the the
You gotta stop
past
going
like
3-1.
I don't know. I don't know how many tournaments I've gone 3-1. So, oh, we see a Lost City.
No. 3-1 is first loser. That's what I say.
Yeah, no,
It is
tell
a
me about it.
devastating
Tell me
Lost City,
about it.
taking out the draw engine of the deck, that Delphox, right out the gate. And
Oh, that's
iChance is
gorgeous. Yeah,
nothing set up. No Chi Yu, no easy response here, but we do have the free retreat of our good friend Cast Form. So it is possible we could see a Chi
yeah,
Yu loaded up this turn. It's possible we could even see a Candy Blaziken if we make use of the reversal energy.
sure.
And there's that fishy. Sweet Chi Yu.
Plus, the recycle on the fan Rotom is so nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so we do see the lab protecting Chase's assets.
Yeah, Chance
Um,
is definitely a lot more worried about the Lost City than Colorless would be.
yep.
We do see a
Yeah,
capture energy. Oh no. Probably not getting an attack this turn then.
I will say I think there's a level of once Chance sets up, he might be totally fine. You know,
Sure.
with the amount of two for one options Chance has, I think that it's still possible for Chance to pull this one out. So
Well, and I think what would be really nice to see here is if Chance is able to just promote something like Entei or Chi Yu to take a hit, Venzarius might actually not have the damage to handle larger Pokemon in the active spot this turn. And I think we're going to see exactly that. Just a retreat into the Chi Yu, saying you're going to have to find a little bit more damage if you actually want to knock me out this turn.
hmm,
But then again, Chi Yu's not a pivot. So instead of going to promote the 80 HP, ends Darumaka, saying find some damage modifier if you want to knock me out.
sure. Is uh is Vinzarius playing the what is that, the Unpheasant?
Yes, we are playing the Unpheasant, so there is the
Okay.
possibility of using Damage Mover and getting Pit of down this turn.
Yeah,
But I
because
think
that
we'll
is
be
a Pokemon that it can swing high numbers out of nowhere with something like
absolutely.
a triple. Yeah,
Yeah, it's absolutely possible. And, we could even see Pelipper here swing for 80 damage for the triple as well, which would be enough to knock out Darumaka. I'm actually quite surprised that Chance chose to sacrifice Darumaka rather than Chi Yu in this position.
sure.
Another thing to note is
But
that
it
Ends
just seems
Darumaka
like
does have 2 retreat cost rather than Chi Yu's 1
mm,
retreat. Something to think about. We do see
yeah, but
Guzma
just
here.
choosing
Didn't
to
matter anyway.
keep on the gas.
Keep on the
Yep.
gas and keep that most important threat off the field, that Blaziken.
I just want to see an energy attachment this turn
Yeah.
more than anything.
Get rid of the Silent Lab. That's going to bring back the possibility of a Squabit here. And we
There it
do get the
is.
energy.
That's sick.
Powerful. That's a great choice. Very good choice.
I
But
think colorless is such a strong deck, but it can struggle from energy attachments a lot of the time.
absolutely, especially when some of your turns are just going to be that triple energy that loses itself at the end of the turn.
Yeah. This version is definitely a little bit more resilient with
Yeah,
the Diggersby just being able to do so much, but
sure.
it's such a dangerous card to use in the meta right now.
Chance is now going to be down 2 prize cards. I'm going to update the graphic to reflect
Mm-hmm.
that. Of course, not out of it. Has plenty of opportunities to make back those missed prize cards, but he is getting put on a clock here. Van Rotem cannot be left unchecked, and Dodrio does more damage every single turn. Next turn, it'll be doing 100 damage. and 30 more every turn after that.
Sure. Yeah, one thing I will note just about the colorless deck right now, we are about to get a absolute monster of a card for colorless. We're gonna start seeing probably a new version of like the colorless deck uh, revolving around the two cannon. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's gonna be really exciting to see like what people cook up. And then we've also been playing the Sil Valley, which has been absolutely feral. Like that card is so good.
Yeah.
So colorless getting like a bunch of new buffs like moving forward into this new set. We'll see if
Oh, thank you, Lee.
it can make its dent at the 3K.
Yeah, absolutely. And both of those are Pokemon that have good uh, abilities for draw as well as great attacks, which is exactly what you want to
Mm-hmm.
see for a new Pokemon for GLC. A lot of roll compression.
Yeah, the Sil Valley being able to swing for 130 and having like a pretty decent like 140 HP is like
Yeah, it feels like a
it's
really
huge.
strong upgrade to
It's
Pelipper all
huge.
around. I mean, I can't count the number of
Mm-hmm.
times I've swung with Pelipper because I've had nothing better to do.
Yeah. Or like it's just like really good against fighting, right? Like you can like come up like muscle band Pelipper and knock
Yeah.
out an early rock or something like that. And
Yeah, and
um
the resistance is nice. Of course, Silvally is weak to fighting, unfortunately, compared to Pelipper, so maybe that's one point in Pelipper's
yeah,
favor.
it's like a Ting Lu, but like we're not seeing as there's still like some versions of fighting that aren't playing Ting Lu, so
Yeah,
it's still I think pretty solid into it. Like Hex like plus Silvally like clears Doki like which
yeah,
is nuts. Like that's
absolutely.
pretty good. Um yeah, really big on the card. I think it's really strong. And then also the two cannon is just like
That guy's
it's
a
a great
menace.
consistency piece like you're saying. Yeah, he's
It's like
huge.
Super Dodrio,
The
right? Instead of having
yeah,
terrible
it is.
HP and taking a while to get damage, it just does big damage.
Sil Valley is 140 HP Spence and has and swings for 130.
Yeah, I believe that is the real deal. You're gonna see Pokepad here, probably getting ends Darmanitan, but my boys, we need some draw. No, you got it backwards, Spence. Silvally hits for 130, has 140 HP. I believe you, Ghoulies. Don't worry. I know that you're telling the truth.
Yeah, no, I just double checked. Yep, I'm right.
And it looks like we do
Sucker.
see the reversal energy, so we're finally going to get back into the game. iChance able to take two prizes here. Will he target down the Doge Rio or the Bunnelby? My gut says to take out that Bunnelby actually. You might be surprised to
Yep.
hear that, but the Dodrio is always going to have low HP, and the Diggersby is always going to have high HP. So I would actually take the Bunnelby here. Rotom is not swinging without a stadium in play, I don't think, because it was Silent Lab.
Yeah, there is no stadium
I don't know what happened.
because um
Who
yeah,
get
we're sitting here
buffed?
talking about all these future cards.
Dude, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's a judge issue because
Let me pause him real quick and step in here.
yep. Yeah, good call, Lee. We're sitting here talking about two cannon and Silver Valley.
Oh,
No, no, it's-
was there?
Yeah, there's a
Oh yeah, I feel. Oh, you're right. He field blurred my silent lab, and then I think took two knockouts after that. I totally forgot that that wasn't replaced by a stadium, and fans shouldn't have been attacking.
yeah. Just to let y'all know what's going on, viewers, they're working out this whole situation where um the fan Rotom has taken 2 knockouts after field blowing the Silent Lab in play. So those actually would not be KOs. I'm not quite sure how they're going to resolve this. I know that the judges are on it, so we will see. But yeah,
I definitely wish I would have thought of it
because
those were definitely drastic knockouts.
The fan Rotom is fantastic, but you know it has to have some kind of holdback to it. So maybe a little
you definitely
bit
knocked out the Ponyta last time, and then Torchic.
Too aggressive on getting rid of that Silent Lab.
But
yeah, Fennekin was the first one. Silent Lab went down. You Field Blower, and then these two went after.
I Field Blower when I killed the Ponyta, I think.
So
no,
it was
way before that. You Field Blower the turn after played Silent
Lab. Tonight, definitely, had a great game one.
You Field Blowered that and my. Actually, it was just that.
It's cool to get to see.
You wouldn't have been able to knock out. I mean, do you have?
I know the full grip guys have really brought this colorless
Bunnelby
deck to
in hand
the
to like take a knockout instead.
Attention. But it's cool to see it here as well.
I could have Goose Hala for Stadium and
like all the cool
and
decks
I
that
could
everybody's
kill with
building.
Polex instead.
Yeah, but then it wouldn't have been these you would have knocked out because you wouldn't have been able to Guzma in the same turn.
We'll see. We'll see where we land here.
Okay. That's what I was trying to figure out. Yeah, because then you would have Goose Hollowed, took a knockout with that, but Torchic would have lived. So I would have been able to Arvin for Blaziken instead. I don't think we can reverse it.
Yeah, the game state's definitely way too far gone to reverse.
Yeah. He has to take 2 less prices.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, we are going to get back into this game here. Sorry for the delay, folks. 2 knockouts were taken mistakenly with no stadium in play thanks to the fan Rotom. Unfortunately, far too much time has passed to be able to adequately resolve the board state, so under normal circumstances in official tournaments, this would be a situation where you get a double game loss, since it is both players' responsibility to watch out for things like that and uphold the integrity of the match. But in the interest of keeping the game on and having a fun time, we're just going to do a 2 prize card penalty for Venzarius here and proceed as is. But yeah, that would have really changed how the game progressed, unfortunately. And meanwhile, I've screwed up something. I accidentally turned off streamer mode. I'm trying to figure out where that is.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I stupid? Streamer mode. Enable streamer mode. Alright, great. Figured it out. So sorry about that, folks. I'm gonna get back into this thing here. Venzarius should have taken 1 more prize mistakenly, and then iChance did take 2 prize cards. And only needs 2 more prize cards to win thanks to the 2 prize card penalty that I issued previously. Let's see.
Cool. Yeah, with the risky reels there. Very nice.
Love risky reels.
Yep. Cool. So there's that Unfezit. That's such a cool ability. I actually played against this deck last week. I was playing Kyogre. Um, it's been like my like sauce that I've been like working on.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that the Unfezant did not matter in the matchup. Colorless has no bench protection, so I played against 3 colorless decks in that last tournament and just cooked them all. And then we had um and then I dead drew against Psychic. I think I went like 3 turns, maybe 4 turns before they were able to just all I had was a Kyogre active and a counter energy.
Right on.
And that was all she wrote.
It's a chance looking to find 2 more prize cards here. Now, of course, Hop Snorlax does have the potential to knock itself out here, unless Venzarius finds one of his ways to move the damage off of it. So it's possible that iChance could find a line where he knocks out something on the bench and then lets Hop Snorlax knock itself off to end the game. But, boy, with nothing on the board to work with here, he's going to have a hard road ahead of himself to find those last 2 prizes.
Yeah. Ideally, like you would, I don't know if Chance is playing it, but I would imagine like Magma Basin plus Attach plus Escape Rope or Gust or something
Yep.
is preferred. Let me see. I don't know if yeah, there's Guzma. I was like, I'm pretty sure Guzma's still
Yeah,
live
this is
as well.
definitely a good play here. With iChance able to take multiple knockouts and snipe knockouts at that, this sort of Guzma stall angle is going to be really good. Squelva does not hit the field, so Venzarius' draw power is actually a little bit truncated compared to the normal colorless board state.
Yeah.
And we can use Torchic's attacks. I don't know if you guys know about this, but Torchic's attack says discard a fire to
Oh
draw
yeah.
2, and it can be used twice, so if he has 2 fire energy, he could attack twice with that flare attack. Pretty interesting. Just going to use it once, get 2 cards, and potentially prep for a Rare Candy Blaziken this following turn if Venzarius doesn't have a response here.
Yep. It's super crunchy right now. I believe Floatstone is committed to the Pelipper? Question mark.
Yeah, I believe that is
And
correct. And we have the Hop's Choice and a bunch of energy on the Snorlax, of course, but again, that Snorlax going to knock itself out here. So if Venzarius just retreats into the Snorlax and takes a knockout, iChance just needs one more KO with Chiyu to win the game.
yep.
Tough spot to be in. Looks like nothing is going to happen. Do have to resolve the Risky Ruins. Nice work. Good catch.
Yep. So if you're Vensarius, what are you looking for here?
Pivot for sure, or potentially a triple energy to take a knockout with Bibarel if you're feeling like a gamer.
Phew. I'm not gonna lie.
I've done it.
The last game I played, it was last weekend with it. I flipped tails, and I like needed to hit heads. I was like, this is my only out, and
Yeah, it's
yeah, I
not a fun
fried
spot to
myself.
be in, but
Mm-hmm.
you gotta do what you gotta do. All your Pokemon have attacks for a reason. You're gonna see Nest Ball
That's
here.
right.
Squelbit would be great to see, just to maximize the odds of finding a way out of this lock.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it is going to be Hop's Cramorant, which is able to attack now that we're on 4 prizes here. And does need to take 2 damage from that Risky Ruins. Exact same as Torchic. Love that wording on Risky Ruins. Allowing any Pokemon that enters the bench to be damaged, not just Pokemon from hand. It looks like I'm needed one more time, so I'm going to go ahead and
Yep.
real
Judge
quick.
call.
Sorry, Ghouls. I did mute you so that I muted the people as well. You can restart that from the beginning if you'd like.
Oh, oh,
Go ahead.
okay. Yeah, no, I was sitting there explaining. I was like, the question was if Cramorant is still live, regardless of the physical prize count, which it would be, versus like what the prize count is. And the Cramorant is in fact alive right now, is how it's been ruled. And I believe
Yes.
that is the correct ruling. And so,
Yep, that's the
yeah,
beauty of
it's
prize
a great.
penalties. Back in the day, they would literally make you take the prizes, if I'm not mistaken. Which, no, actually,
Yeah,
I'm not
that
sure
is
that that
correct.
was ever a thing, but you would not want that to be a thing because then you can lead to scenarios where you intentionally break the rules to Iona your opponent to two and scam them out of a game.
Yeah, that was it was definitely a thing at one point whenever you would go to sudden death and you
Yes,
would quite literally start off with one prize card
literally
and the
miserable.
first person could have access to playing in after they play their turn.
And that was at a
And it's
time where you could
like,
play N going first for extra
yep,
misery.
yep.
Yeah, so nowadays
That
it's not actually
I
called sudden death anymore because of that. It's called what's it called? It has a different name.
I don't know.
I think it's literally just called like tiebreaker or something like that, but it has a different name from sudden death because the rules are different. Where you need to take one prize to win, you don't literally have one prize. I'm gonna
Sure.
find it.
Yeah, while he's looking up that, just gonna thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Again, I know we've kind of had uh, some weird situations pop up so far with a little bit of the mispair, but
Yes, it is
we
called
appreciate
tiebreaker.
everybody hanging
I see.
tight. So we definitely appreciate y'all a whole lot, and yeah, we're seeing some great games right now. You said it is called a tiebreaker.
Yeah, it's literally called tiebreaker. Because it's different. We do see teammates here, which is a pretty exciting card to see when there's only one prize left on the board. This might be the combination that iChance needs to get back into this game. Maybe looking for...
Probably
I don't
Magma
know.
Basin
This is going to be really tough
or
now that
Counter Energy.
the Snorlax has been healed up. And yeah, counter energy is cool, but it's not going to be too hard for Venzarius to find that follow-up. Just needs to find a Diggersby or a second Hops Cramorant. I have to
Yeah,
imagine a
and
field...
chances.
Hmm. Okay,
Okay.
Giant Hearth.
Yeah, chances had to play on such a back foot this whole game with like
Yes.
just having that draw support loss zoned. Like that was like pretty
Sure.
feral.
Absolutely. Of course, he does have the
There was
Rapidash, but the Ponyta was too mistakenly KO'd by Fanrotom. So I
yeah,
do think that if we had caught it on time and iChance was still having access to the Ponyta and the Torchic, it would be a very different game. Do you see the counter energy as expected? Gonna keep iChance in the game, but of course Chi Yu is never gonna get that revenge attack ever again since Venz only has one more prize left to take. Super crunchy position to be in.
yep, yeah.
And we
There
do
it
see
is.
the tenacity for the triple energy, and that's going to pretty much seal the deal there with Pheasantipity. So, yeah, tough game from Chance.
Yeah,
Just
it.
not seeing the pieces,
Mm-hmm.
and that's always Fire's problem, right? You don't have any basic Pokemon to set up. Your stage 1 draw support is pretty poor, so you're really relying on having a strong opening hand to get into the game, and Lily's into nothing. Unfortunately, was the name of that game.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, and like I'll say this, like, despite the whole field blower mishap, like, if field blower was not played there, the lab would not have damaged um
No, no, certainly not.
Vinsarius really at all. And I think that that would have just kind of probably naturally ended there too.
Yes, I
Um,
agree.
but yeah, it's just unfortunate how that all played out. But um, yeah, Vinzarius taking that one for sure. Let's see what our other matches are looking like.
Absolutely. If we pop
So
over
we had
to table one, it looks like I'll put this on for you guys. Looks like Chucky is finishing up his match here against Barbie Yama. So I won't bother putting up the overlay, but I'll put it on the background for you guys to spectate. Looks like not many prize cards have been taken, and there's not too many minutes
goodness
left, so I'm not sure
gracious.
what's going on here. We got 10 minutes
Yeah, we got
left.
10 minutes left exactly right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Looks like Count has lost his match. Count, the other fire hero, has lost to a Psychic list. It's the Ted Tobin Classic. Almost. Ted Tobin with Iron Boulder. He would be fuming.
Is it actually the list plus Boulder?
Yeah.
I love that.
Chicken
Yeah.
fried,
I
plain
will
a little
say
bit of sauce. Oh man.
maybe a little bit controversial, but I do side with Ted on the lack of Iron Boulder.
Yeah,
I think
I
that
don't need it.
yeah, I think that card is not necessary, and I think it's really bad for your resources. I don't value it.
Right on.
It can be inherently strong, but I think it's actually probably one of the more overrated cards.
For sure. Yeah, like it does a lot of damage, and the condition, it's not even that the condition's hard to meet, right? But what it does do is it requires you to screw with your hand and maybe play cards that you wouldn't have wanted to play otherwise, or not play cards that you would like to play. Either way, it's just messing up your turn
Yep.
very subtly. I think people don't value that maybe enough. The other thing to consider is that Giratina actually just does more damage overall. It does 2 damage when it deploys, does 130 on its attack, and it sets up damage for Monkey Door to do 30 more. If you add all that together, Giratina is actually spreading around 180 damage per turn, whereas Boulder is doing 170 just to the active. So even though it's 1 more energy, Giratina is often the preferred attacker. It gets itself back, and it doesn't put any restrictions on your hand size.
Yeah, you feel the pressure of Giratina being slightly more difficult now with the Valley Band, but
Absolutely.
the card does have just so much value to it. The fact that it can just recycle itself too is not to be understated. Uh, I would say it probably is one of the coolest cards mechanic wise
Yeah,
that we have in GLC.
yeah. There's been only 2 cards in GLC, 2 Pokemon from GLC that directly bench themselves from the discard pile, being Gengar and Giratina, and of course there is also Execute that goes back to the hand from the discard pile. Um, but it's a very narrow ability. Empoleon in water requires you to have an empty hand to do it. So the fact that Giratina can get itself back for free and gives you 2 damage for your trouble is pretty sweet. We do see Amy Verse win her match. She is now 2-0 with Ursaluna Persian Control, which is really exciting. We've been we've been talking a
Chucky,
lot about this deck
I'm
in
sorry.
dude, be nice, be kind.
Chucky just dropped Aqua Patch counter energy on this whale and
Dude,
swinging out of nowhere.
what an absolute
That's
troll.
so
That's the power
feral.
of the Home Depot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it looks like Chucky is
Uh
going to scoop it up, unfortunately. Didn't quite have enough juice to make the comeback there.
yeah.
That's another -1 point for Articuno. Don't play it.
Don't tell Evan Wicklund.
Don't tell Evan
He might get
Wickland.
upset.
And I think then we're just waiting on. Looks like Chabot has won their match. They are 2-0 with, you guessed it, Ted Tobin Psychic, the new Rage. Very exciting. It's pretty incredible how one man has revolutionized the psychic industry.
Yep, we'll see if it becomes mass
Absolutely.
adapted or not. It's very interesting.
I'm going to
Um,
move over to our
I think
last 2-0
it's
table real quick and put this on stream. We do have another matchup of Wailord versus Barbiama. Barbiama also seems to be the big rage tonight, and Wailord also seems a big rage tonight. We do have 6 water decks, at least 2 of which are low tide, and at least 2 of which are Wailord.
yeah.
Tell you what, one of my locals really cracked me up on Wednesday. They were complaining about the game, how they keep running into the same decks. And the same decks in question they kept losing to were Psychic, Fighting, and Low Energy Water. And I was like, one of those is not like the others.
Don't get me started
I
on it.
was I was definitely surprised to hear them complain about low energy water ruining their GLC experience. That's for sure.
Yeah, the most honest deck in the
I was
room.
going to say, I'd consider that one a pretty honest experience. If you're losing to that, you might
Yeah,
just not have a good deck.
right.
I like low energy water. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
chat. I do like it. I enjoy playing it.
Chad. If you don't know this, there's a running joke where it's always low energy water this, low energy water that, and I'm just always not having it, and I'm just like, yeah, sorry, I'm the biggest low energy water hater out there. I don't understand the reason to play the
Got
deck.
second place under the
Burn Dad.
justifiable hands of Bird Dad. And the
Yep.
3K after, it was the highest placing list with Count Sliggoo playing his Empoleon Proclamation deck. And Kevin Baxter broke the streak with his wacky normal Wailord deck. We'll see what happens at this 3K. I don't know. You think it might be another low tide
Yeah.
comeback? Kind of feeling it.
Who knows?
I think someone's gonna
Yeah, they
play.
totally could. Count could show up with lo-fi water and
Cal was thinking
cook the
about
whole
it.
tournament.
He thinks
Yeah.
it's his best deck, and it might be.
Yep.
I tell you what, I
We'll
think
see.
someone's gonna come in with that coin flip beat Greninja, and they're just gonna flip tails all weekend, and they're never gonna hit their Greninja.
Look, that might be the case.
It's actually a good
Or
strategy to
maybe
win. Never get hit.
that's that's so true. Or maybe somebody shows up with Cragnole item lock,
Yeah,
ping
Ted
deck,
Tobin Water.
and just yeah, Ted Tobin water. Or what if Toadlock makes its comeback? What if I
You
decide
think
not to play Egg Milk and play
t-
Toadlock?
Tedlock, famously the
Yeah,
worst
right.
deck in GLC history.
No, it's definitely not. It's
It's
goaded.
it's so it's
Um,
so poor, and it's like incredible
for
because
anybody who doesn't, well, go ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
no. We'll explain the attack. So Greninja's attack, Shadow Stitching, turns off your opponent's abilities during the next turn. So it's like super Garbotoxin because you can't even get rid of it with like a Field Blower or like a boss or anything. Like, no, you're like legit ability locked. Like you got hexed, son. However,
Mm-hmm.
the problem is that this deck is terrible because Greninja does not do that much damage, and it's also a stage 2, and there's no Wobbuffet or nothing. So I don't know. Not
Yes,
feeling it.
but where the deck did shine was that it was able to spam energy denial at the time. Use the Slow King with the Royal Flash or Flush ability.
Yeah, Royal Flash is pretty good.
You flip a coin. Yeah. Flip a coin if heads, move an energy off the active Pokemon to a bench Pokemon. And then you would pair that with, classic like Plumeria,
Enhanced hammer.
Flare Grunt, yeah, all the good stuff. I will tell y'all, the last time I did play the deck, I was testing out Walren, which has a
Sugar
cool attack that
Magnolia.
does like it does 70, I think,
60, I
70 or
believe.
60. And then it says any Pokemon or your opponent's Pokemon that have 2 or less energy cannot attack.
Man, it's a big troll.
And that was relevant at the time. I was 100% able to Archie's that into play.
Jesus
And
Christ.
it was so cool.
Dude, that's so stupid.
But yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh, something has to go to the Lost Zone? I wasn't paying attention.
There might be that float stone.
Uh, I'll let them know real quick. Hey, chat says that
Yep.
something
Good
has to
eye.
go to the Lost Zone, but I honestly wasn't really paying attention. So,
Oh,
wait.
I'll have to
right.
figure that out. Okay, they know what you're talking about.
Yep. Chat, what are y'all
Chat,
expecting to pop up at the next 3K? What decks do
give
y'all
it
want
to
to
us
see
straight.
pop off?
Also,
Arms.
just so you guys know, that is time the round, so you guys are turn 0. Ghouls, if you could go ahead and pop in at table 9 and let them know that is time the round, turn 0, I would really appreciate that.
Sure.
Make me
Let
a
me
happy
make my
camper.
way.
Thank you, Taker Mania, for that excellent rules catch. Everyone's trying to Lost Zone stuff without Lost Zone in their own stuff. Alright, looks like that's the end of that match. We're just going to wait for the final players to report their results here, and then we're going to get into that round 3. Going to go ahead and reset their matches here. Once again, if you're joining us here halfway through our Turboblaze Trials, quick shout out to our sponsor, Collectors Connection, based in Duluth, Minnesota. They are a fantastic store that's been supporting us for probably close to 2 years now. They've been supporting us in running our online weekly tournaments like our Turboblaze Trials and monthly acing tournaments, helping us support those with free prizes for y'all, as well as helping us get out to these 3K events, such as the Pitch Black 3K. We're going to have 7 Turbo Blazers competing. I think we're going to have a good time. Again, that's Collectors Connection in Duluth, Minnesota. It's going to be a very exciting 3K. We got a bunch of us. This is the first time we've had 7 of us at a Turboblaze, or sorry, a full grip 3K, which is really cool. Hoping that the other teams give us a good run for our money. I think this is going to be a pretty stacked event. Just waiting on one more round to finish up here. And then we're going to get into our third round. It's likely going to be a 5-round event today. Alright, looks like all the rounds have finished up. You get Spence to click those buttons. And then we're going to get into our third round here, beginning now.
Are we sitting at 5 rounds tonight?
Very likely. It's possible we could get only down to 4, but I would say that it's more likely that we have 5 rounds.
Yeah.
So we do have 6 players at 2-0 now. We're starting to weed them down. I don't know about you. We got 3 exciting matches here. If I had to put my money on what I'd like to see, I would be interested in seeing Barbiama versus Ursaluna. We also have Monkey Tina versus RDT with Barbarical. That's a pile. And then we have Benzarius, who we just saw playing against Chabot, also on Ted Tobin's Psychic.
Yeah, I'm down for whatever you want to do.
I say let's jump
They
in
all
table
sound good
2
to
and
me.
take a look at this this Ursaluna game here. See if Ursaluna can hold up to big fighting.
Absolutely. Now, SBO, you are a seasoned Ursaluna player.
That
You
is
had a
true.
lot to do with the archetype at the early days. What's your take on this matchup?
It's definitely a toughie. I have been unhappy with Ursaluna ever since the rise of fighting for sure. But what I will say is that we do have Dunsparce in order to prevent the fighting weakness, and our opponent here is not playing Ting Lu, which is actually a bigger problem than weakness, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
What we do have to watch out for is, of course, that Barbarical Hariyama combo. If Barbarical can get the energy on Hariyama, Hariyama has the potential to knock out Ursaluna with no modifiers and no weakness whatsoever. So we're probably going to want to see Amyverse use Hex Maniac pretty liberally here. Of course, Hex Maniac does turn off Dunsparce, giving you fighting weakness, but in exchange, it does turn off Okidogi's ability, and it's going to turn off Barbarical's ability to accelerate energy into play. So a little bit of an interesting trade-off there.
Yeah. I think back in the RDT days, um, you just kind of would get a Blood Moon out turn 1, turn 2,
Yep,
and just start swinging and just
that's
not
true.
really care too much about some Dunsparce. And like you could always play um like Hex or Lab to shut off that whenever they would ultimately decide to go, Cape or something like that. So
Right. Let's get the stream set up here. Our players are now shuffling up. But yeah, I've been playing Ursaluna for a long time, like Ghoul said. I won the second Turboblaze Trials with Ursaluna, and then did not get a badge for a very long time after that. I've been playing Ursaluna since probably a little over 2 years now, and it's one of my favorite decks. The deck can just churn. The engine is so strong and colorless. You can see so many cards per turn. And once you're at the bottom of your deck, you're sort of immune to hand disruption, which is really exciting. Ursaluna, just such an insurmountable pool of HP to get through, able to heal every turn with Max Potion, get back lots of supporters thanks to Scoop Up Net and Delcatty, and mill. So it's a super fun deck. Just the prevalence of fighting in the metagame is holding it back a little bit compared to where it used to be.
Yeah, it has an excellent psychic matchup.
Oh, absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely does.
yeah, you do. I like you do pretty good against most of the field too. Outside of that, um,
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, I felt like Ting Lu was just like the end all. Like, man, like I tried it with Cheryl. I tried it with Max
Yeah,
Potion.
Picnic Basket. Like, you can try
Picnic
your
Basket.
best, but spread is just super
It's
difficult
just
when you're
not
playing a
enough.
lot of low HP Pokemon for your draw engine and no access to bench barrier. And of course, even that options like we used to play Sky Pillar as a potential option in Ursaluna before, but that's just not very good when Tinglu's just going to discard it, force you to get it back every single turn. Of course, Tinglu
Yeah,
can run out of stadiums itself, but because Tinglu needs stadiums, these fighting players are going to be playing a lot of stadiums. They're going to have plenty of ways to bump something like a Sky Pillar.
yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest thing is that you're having to answer that question on turn one
Yeah,
as colorless.
Yeah, it would be
So
fine if it was late in the game. You could probably run them out of stadiums, scoop up your guys, but while you're still in the setup phase of the game, you're very liable to just lose your 60 HP basics before they get a chance to do anything. Of course, even worse is Pidgeotto, which is a 60 HP stage 1. What were they thinking? Couldn't tell you.
that's crazy. Uh, have we hit 60 HP Pidgeys yet?
Yes, we have. They are in standard.
Okay. Yeah, that's funny.
Yes, I still do play the 50 HP Call for Family one. I think it's a little bit better. But definitely very funny.
Yep. So we see Dallas opening up with the Okie dokie immediately.
Yeah, that's going to be very
Was
strong
there
here.
was Dallas did Dallas go first or second?
It looks like Dallas is going. I really don't know, actually. You got so many Pokemon down, it's hard
Yeah.
to say. Aviverse
Yep.
having a long look
Very
at the
interesting.
prizes, which I really respect. I have to say, these leads are definitely looking good for Amy. The 2 Retreater, 2 Energy guy in the active is going to be a lot better than seeing Tinglu in the active. And Persian being the lead is fantastic too. If you're not familiar, the Make 'em Pay attack of Persian says if your opponent has 4 or more cards in their hand, you get to look at their hand and discard cards of your choice until they have 4 left. It's like 06 on steroids. It's fantastic and a great way to punish large hand sizes that fighting usually gets. We do see some draw Pokemon come down. We get the Minchino for draw. We get the Dunsparce to prevent the fighting weakness. Though I'm not sure I would be super worried about that right now, other than that Meowth in the active getting donked by Ting Lu. Amyverse opting
Yep.
not to play Dunsparce, which is, I think, alright for this matchup. Let's see what Dallas has to respond to this potential turn 2 Persian hand rip.
All right, so we got the failed Hisuian.
Yeah, I'm going to have to guess that Dallas is probably going second based on how that
Yep.
turn went.
Yeah. And you gotta love just the consistency of colorless right here. I mean, you see like going
Yeah,
first, Amy had one search,
I mean,
and
I was
it's
gonna
a
say I
full
played
board.
Ursaluna before Fan Rotom came out, and it was a completely different deck. You had to play so slow,
Yep.
with, really relying on Winona, cards like Teammates, Iono to get you into the game. It was not a good time. And so the deck had to be built with actually like even Cypher Maniac and Mallow for a very slow draw engine. And with Fan Rotom, it actually enabled the deck to be built very differently with a low supporter count and a very high item Pokestop count. So fantastic work, Fan Rotom. Big game changer there. And you're not necessarily dead in the water if you whip the Fan Rotom either. Colorless has so many different ways to draw and get into the game that it's alright.
Yeah, cards that Amy has to kind of like look out for too would be like Sudowoodo. I
Yeah,
don't know if not sure if Dallas is playing that, but that's a
he is playing the
it's an interesting
copycat
card, right?
Sudowoodo, which could be very cool in this matchup.
Yeah, so like yeah, Dallas can like even use
The Pete
the
Hunt
like
or
junk
the
on
Make 'em
attack to
Pay.
get yeah, Pete Hunt. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, make them pay would be kind of
That would
crazy
be
too.
brutal, to be honest. Now,
Hmm.
of course, when you're the first person to make him pay, you could probably get rid of the cards that would allow a make him pay response. But still,
Yeah.
makes you pause for sure. But yeah, copying the Pete Hunt, getting back something like Boss and Energy Retrieval could be like really, really powerful. Some other cards in Dallas's list that I see here, we do see no Tinglu. This is Barbiyama. But we do see Parallel City, which can be annoying for Ursaluna to deal with. You see that Amy is really relying on having a wide bench here. Would have to probably give up that Dunsparce. And the Flare Grunt coming in super clutch. We talked about this card, me and her, in DMs over the last week, how I prefer playing Flare Grunt to taking knockouts. Especially with Delcatty in play, you get scenarios where you can keep a Pokemon stuck in the active and do Surge, Flare Grunt to really set your opponent behind. Because you're super aggressive
Hmm.
and getting back cards with Bunnelby and Ursaluna, it enables you to use supporter spam like that. Finishing off with the Catterday attack, draw 2 cards, put Meowth to sleep. Super cute. Meowth's got a little substitute, a little substitute, little buddy there.
I think that Delcatty's probably the most underrated support Pokemon in colorless.
It's
Like
really gross.
the yeah, the stuff you can do with it is just kind of like, is this allowed?
Yeah,
Like
no,
it's so
you
good.
get like like I said, there's stuff like Surge, Flare Grunt, Flare Grunt. It can enable Surge, Guzma, Flare Grunt. You can do Surge, Flare Grunt, Counter Catcher. You can do Surge,
Yeah,
B&B, B&B. Uh, yeah, it's really nasty, and all you have to do is loop the Scoop Up Net as one of the 2 cards you get back with Pete Hunt or Burrow, and you're in good straits. Or sorry, not Burrow, Rototiller. I always switch them.
sure.
And it
And
looks like it
Dallas
was
over
just a
here, by the
pass.
way,
Jesus.
yeah, Dallas is just
No
kind of
energy.
um, definitely not having the start that I know that they
No.
would hope for.
So at this
Um,
point, Amyverse is just going to try to dig through the deck, get evolved up into Ursaluna, and hopefully start putting on the pressure with a little bit of mill. Hilda's going to be a fantastic card. Probably fishing that recycle energy out of the deck and getting, yep, there's that Ursa ring. One step closer to the big bear himself. And with no energy on Dallas's side of the board, um, Amyverse isn't super worried about going in with Ursaluna soon.
yeah, no, this is looking great for Amy. This is like definitely the ideal of like, okay, you were able to play one supporter to like slow the game down.
Yep.
I don't know if there would actually be a difference at this point
And
with the
that's
flare
another
grunt
pass. Goodness
with the lack of.
gracious.
Oh man,
Yeah, but the difference is even if Dallas
I've
doesn't
been
have
there.
it in hand, having the Prism on the Okie dokie means that you're constantly at threat of Dallas's board opening up utterly. Whereas without that energy, Dallas now has to find 2 energy
Yeah.
and Barbarical to get into this game here, which is a big ask. We do see Ursaluna
Yeah.
come down.
Well, I do think that Dallas is like 100% still in it. Like
Oh,
I don't think
absolutely.
that
Amyverse has
there's
not hit any resources yet.
um yep.
And importantly, that Ursaluna
Got a
is weak to
Sinlin for more
fighting,
dig.
so yeah, what I'd love to see here is if Amyverse can find access to that scoop up net to clear this Fan Rotom. Ideally, I'd love to see her actually go in with Bunnelby first, just to make some progress without putting her Ursaluna at threat. Looks like we're going to get rid of the Peonia. Happy with the prizes here. Drawing forward even more. Cynthia and Caitlin, one of the best draw supporters in the game, allowing you to draw 3, which is, a pretty rate effect, but while also discarding a bad card, getting back a good supporter.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I wanted
And
to
when
see.
you have
Scoop up net.
yep.
Come on, show me a Bunnelby.
I was gonna say when you have like strong abilities,
Okay.
like the Lunatone or even like all of the draw forward Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
like I always view it as like I'm playing versus Seeker draw 6, you know?
Yeah,
Like, okay, I'll take that. I think that's worth it. I know
absolutely.
that's not the exact situation, but like that's one of the ways I think, okay,
Amyverse
this
looking a
makes
little
me feel better about
unsure
using
about the
this.
play here. Yeah, I think Amyverse realized that the play of the Skitty was probably not the best in this scenario. Better to just make a little bit of risk-free progress by milling with Bunnelby here and forcing Dallas to answer it, or else just get whittled to death. Skitty best saved for the late game once you have thinned your deck a bunch and once you have your Ursaluna ready to go in looping. I think this is absolutely the right play. Good catch from Amy. Gonna mill 2. Get rid of the Tropical Beach.
Beach.
Oh, that would have been a great card.
Oh,
That's not good. Of course, you do have to watch out with Tropical Beach because that puts you in perfect range to get hit with a Persian Make 'em Pay.
yep.
The advantage, of course, of milling that Stadium 2 is that makes Amyverse a little more likely to stick down their own Galar Mine, which increases retreat cost by 2. A super punishing card into an already high retreat deck like Fighting.
Yep.
We do see Delinquent come down.
Oh, that's huge too. It's
That's
kind of
really
cool.
bad. Dallas' hand is so small. And we get to see another
Yeah,
strength of
Dallas seems
Persian.
a little hot about it.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Yeah, I
Uh,
get it.
you're
Yeah,
always a
just dead
dual
drawing like
threat
that.
when Persian's in play because, of course, if you have more than 4 cards, Persian can get rid of cards
Oh,
of Amy's
Clara.
choosing.
Okay.
But below 4 cards, Delinquent could just completely wipe you out. Clara goes down. That's going
Bro,
to
what?
hurt. Not going to be able to
What's
get
more
back
important than
energy
Clara
there.
right now? That's interesting.
Sorry?
Oh my. Well, I was saying like what's more important than Clara? Like whatever is in
Yeah, something has to be.
um
And we do see the Galar Mine
the
come down.
hand is like
I probably wouldn't have played the Galar Mine. You're going to want to bump the parallel when that comes down, and this Okidogi's already stuck at 2 retreat. I'm not sure that this is the best time to use Galar Mine, personally.
yeah.
And we are going to mill the
Oh
tag
my
call. Good
gosh.
golly. I mean,
That
absolute
hurts.
killer instincts here from Bunnelby. I tell you what, that's like something I felt like when I'm on a hot streak with colorless control, is I just have like this sixth sense about when I need to hit mill 1. And I'm telling you, I always mill the draw supporter every single time.
Yeah.
You just have to know.
I feel like when I play Tyranitar,
We
I
do see
okay.
Guzma
That maybe
finally going to
that's
make
what
some
the other card
progress.
was.
Good lord.
Okay.
Choosing to target down the Dunsparce makes a lot of sense because that is going to turn
Would
off
you
the
go after
weakness, but I wouldn't have gone after that personally.
I would do the Pidgeotto.
Yeah, I would definitely do the
I think.
Pidgeotto here. Either that or the Ursaluna, and say
Yeah,
you're
one of the
stuck here
ways
with
that
me.
you, yeah, one of the ways that you, because the recycle energy is actually stuck on the Bunnelby,
Yes.
so you actually could have super stuck the Ursaluna
Yeah, I
player.
think that actually
Funny
would have been
enough.
the smartest play here, is to
Okay.
focus on the Ursaluna and force Amy to either use Scoop Up Net on it, which is a win in and of itself, um,
Mm-hmm.
or, try to fumble with the other energies that are in the deck. But, taking out the
Yeah,
Pidgeotto would have been fine too. I think that the Dunsparce is just pretty low value. It's not going to be too hard to get it back.
I'll say like one of the biggest ways that you can counterplay these like control based decks
Hmm.
is always keeping like a very low board,
Yeah.
and making it to where like you go after their draw
Floatstone!
consistently.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You see how big Dallas's board is here? Like, there are so many Pokemon that don't do anything right now, and any one of them is just a counter catcher away from being a huge liability, even if we get energy on this Okidogi.
Yeah, if I was Dallas, I would have probably started Lone Soul Rock
Yes.
moving forward.
Solrock
Like,
is
and
going
I
to be
would
the
have
best way to
probably
pressure this deck.
avoided benching the Barbaracle at all.
Correct.
And that way, like, you've
And
got a one
definitely
energy
not the
attacker.
Hariyama.
Yeah.
Now,
I actually just got fried up
mhm,
in a in like a the troll async match. I'm playing a control deck, and my boy reverse hollow Pat fried me up big time by just keeping a low board and then
yep,
having one energy attackers that one hit all my guys,
yep.
and I wasn't able to effectively counter pressure that. So
Yeah,
um,
the nice thing about Ursaluna is,
I've
of course, you do have access to that bulky bump to try to punish small board play. So
mm-hmm.
you have to make sure you're playing at least enough to withstand a bulky bump swing. Otherwise, you could just get ran off the board.
Sure. It's important to have at least one other bench Pokemon. I mean, you have to have one other
Yeah,
bench with the Lunala, but
and ideally you'd have maybe two just efficient attackers in play. Again, they don't
or
need to be
Lunatone.
crazy,
Yeah.
but just enough to withstand a bulky bump or two and not just lose. Unfortunately, this Arven not going to be able to get Floodstone. It's going to be another low value Arven. And we just see
Yeah,
the
that
power
air
of Bunnelby
balloon
here.
discard.
Yep,
That air balloon discard was brutal.
yep, absolutely. Yeah, Bunnelby's super powerful. The early days of GLC, ancient traits were not in the game, so we had a Rangaroo, which puts 3 cards back into your deck, but does not have the ability to pressure with early mill like Bunnelby can. So, some situations Bunnelby's not as strong, but in this situation, I'd certainly say it's stronger.
Yeah. And important to note, it was just ranked number one in the greatest
It
GLC deck of all time.
absolutely
So,
was.
yep. Shout out to the Gym Leader Chat Lounge. If any of y'all haven't heard their podcast, it's the
Mhm.
some of the Full Grip guys. It's a great GLC resource, so definitely check that out on Morse Makes on YouTube.
Yeah, it was a fantastic episode this week. They had on Andrew Mahone himself, of course, one of their close friends since they all go to Full Grip together. And it was really cool seeing them have a trip through memory lane back to 2021 and the TCG Online days, looking at what the format was like before any cards were banned. And let me tell you, colorless control with no bans is pretty strong.
Absolutely, it's the stuff we dream of.
Another cool thing about that video was just looking at some of the names that were playing colorless control in the early days. Nowadays you don't see a lot of top standard players dipping their toes into GLC often, but in those early days when there were no standard regionals or major events going on, You had people like Azul GG, Grant Manley, Caleb Gedimer playing colorless control in GLC and taking down big tournaments like the Full Grip 1Ks. So, basically, it would be cool to see some standard heads get back into GLC. We'd really love to see it.
Absolutely.
We do see Escaper up here take one more knockout. Not super relevant. Probably going to see another Bunnelby turn here. And we're getting to the point in the game where maybe we can start putting on the pressure with some Delcatty loops. Maybe get some extra Belelba and Bryson Mans in there. And, you know, Dallas still has 4 more prizes to take, and already so many key resources has been hit down. It's not over yet, but it's getting more and more fraught with every passing turn.
We'll probably see a scoop up net here, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it'd
I
be
think
really
we
cool
had
to
a road
see.
tiller back into deck.
I think the scoop up net is at the top of the discard pile there, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that's
So,
a incense.
oh, I see, I see. You're right. Yeah, it'd be really
Yeah, I'm
cool if we
pretty
could
sure
see
that
Delcatty and then, yeah, put the scoop up net back would be really sick. But of
yeah, I
course we
think
do have to
Amy's
watch out for this Solrock. We're gonna hit a Flare Grunt here. Be pretty rude. Or maybe a Guzma. No, instead it's Peonia. Pitched earlier on in the game, but now maybe there's a key resource we need to get out of the prize cards. We haven't seen any hand shuffles this game, so the hand must be very large for Amyverse.
that might be one of the best way to fix your prizes in GLC history is Surge Peonia versus Secret Surge.
Yeah, it's
Or
another
versus
one of
Secret
those many
Peonia.
applications of Delcatty like we were talking about. You can just look at all 6 of your prize cards and take all the ones you want. Put all the cards you don't need in your hand right back. It's a fantastic play. It is definitely very hand size costly, so you're going to need a large hand to make full advantage of that sort of play. But when your opponent isn't able to hand disrupt you and you just get to keep drawing with Chinchino and Pidgeotto, growing that hand every turn, that'll do it. We do see the trade away of the Cheryl. Probably wants to keep that out of the prize cards, but doesn't mind it in the discard pile. Very easy to get back that card. And we still have one more supporter yet to play. I have to imagine we're looking for a Guzma or a countercatcher here. Maybe a Flare Grunt to top it all off. Very interesting. And we do have Delcatty in hand, so that final supporter could be Peonia, could be Flare Grunt, could be anything.
Yeah.
Let's see what it is. Frankly, Solrock is such a poor attacker that I don't think there's anything wrong with coming up with Ursaluna here, especially if we can find the luxurious cape.
I don't know. I feel like depending on the hands, like you could lose it pretty soon. I mean, with cape though, like you're saying.
Yeah, I wouldn't promote it without the cape, but I think with the cape you're asking enough out of Dallas to where I wouldn't be too offended. Right now, Dallas needs... Keep in mind also that 2 of the Rainbow Energies have already been consumed. Dallas only has 1 more Rainbow Energy to put on that Okie Dokie, and then that's it for the rest of the game. And we are going to see Gladion be the final prize card taking, or the final prize card fixer here. Fortunately, those prize cards are going to be shuffled up and reordered, but hopefully there's nothing in there that matters anymore. We do see the Jet Energy. Going to get that Ursaluna in the active. That's fantastic. Though the Recycle being stuck on the Bunnelby is still not ideal. It's going to be a little harder to heal and reattach to Ursaluna every turn. We have the Cape. We have the Galar Mine still stuck in play. Dallas is going to need to find Field Blower, Rainbow Energy, Muscle Band in order to respond with a knockout here. It's a tall order in my opinion. And we're going to see Rescue
Yep.
Stretcher taken back with Countercatcher. I think that's a great play. We still have Delcatty in hand too, so Amyverse has a really powerful next turn coming up.
Yep. So we are Lunar Cyclone. I do believe that Blower is still live.
Yes.
Um, you still have, I think, Escape Rope's down.
Yep, Escape Rope and Guzma have been
Guzma?
consumed.
Yeah.
There might be Versus Seeker. There might be a Scoop Up Net left. Of course, there is Parallel City. And there is Field
Yeah.
Blower. And like I said, there is only one more Rainbow Energy remaining in the deck too, so that Okie Dokie is on borrowed time.
Oh,
And there are
there
no
it is.
other
It's committed.
really good answers after that. Retaliate, not going to be helpful. Sudowooda's Watch and Learn is cute, but it's not going to prevent you from getting decked out.
Yeah, that's a E-Hammer, I think, in
Yep, there is an
Dallas's
enhanced
hand. That would be
hammer.
massive right here.
Dallas also is playing Lost
Yep.
Vacuum over Field Blower, I've realized, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense right now.
I think it's in a good spot in the meta. Psychic decks are very reliant on U-turn board and fighting as well to a lesser degree.
Sure.
So being able to permanently remove that can be more valuable than getting rid of two tools.
All right, so we see a Versus Secret Rate for Guzma here.
I think that's what we're looking for. We do have the rainbow on the Dogi, so it's a shame we're not going to be punching into Ursaluna here, but yeah.
I would imagine he's gonna try to. Okay.
I have to think that the Skitty would be what I would want to chase down here, just to prevent the immediate Flare Grunt from coming down. But
Yeah.
now, I mean, I think that Amy can just push, push Bunnelby, spam Flare Grunt, and Dallas is just in a really poor spot. Because at this point, you kind of want Bunnelby to die to get the recycle off of it.
Mm-hmm.
And if Bunnelby doesn't die, well, you're winning anyway.
Yeah. I think that's what Amy recognizes by promoting the Bumblebee there.
Of course, Bunnelby does have 2 retreat if you're not familiar, so that recycle energy is more difficult than you'd expect to get off of it. Okay.
You got to put that U-turn board on it.
Yeah, and there is no way that Ursaluna is going to be playing no U-turn board. Absolutely not.
All right, so we see the Delcatty. You could get a complete
No, I lied. Amyverse is playing U-turn board.
energy.
I like Floatstone. I like Floatstone, but what do I know?
Apparently, you're not a knower when it comes to Ursaluna.
No, I'm not a knower, but this is the Delcatty turn, so we're going to see Surge come down. Surprised we don't immediately see the Flare Grunt hit the field, but maybe we just Syncate for the Flare Grunt, get a little bit of draw. Oh, haha, there's
Oh
Flare
yeah,
Grunt.
Flare Grunt in hand.
Found it. Makes a lot of sense to me. Do we have Versus Seeker for Flare Grunt as well? Because that would be crispy. Hex. Not a bad
Oh,
play either. I don't hate that at all.
interesting. Yep.
Countercatcher also. Oh.
Yep.
I mean, this is just disgusting, right? That Makuhita
Yep.
is going to probably be stuck till the end of time. And we're just going to be able to do a little milling, maybe get back the countercatcher as well.
Yeah. Amy has basically 12 minutes to like finish this out.
Yeah,
I
at this
think
point, you just need to play fast and get your mill on because Dallas is pretty close to the end of his options.
so. We see a rototiller and a mill. Yep.
Hmm.
By the way, it looks like Lee Kaufman Loftman has fried up Count Sligu.
That's unfortunate. Poor Count Sligu. He's never going to play fire again. We got a Mr. T-Dog here playing Ted Tobin with Iron Boulder at 3-0. We also have Chabot playing Ted Tobin without Iron Boulder at 3-0. So the debate over Iron
Oh my
Boulder is going to
gosh.
keep raging on.
Yo, how sick would that be if it was Ted Tobin finals
That would be
with
pretty tough.
who decides the winner?
I don't
Can
know.
somebody deal with this iron boulder?
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see how Ted Tobin is able to deal with Ursaluna. The Frillish could slow Ursaluna's setup down a little bit, but it's also a huge liability that is not doing very much damage.
Oh yeah. I feel like the Frillish is
I feel like if I'm getting
it's such a
Frillish, I
trap.
would promote that crazy
Uh,
Bunnelby and go to town.
mm-hmm. Now, am I missing something? But I think the only way that you can reoccur the Bumblebee under item lock is through the Ursaluna.
That is correct. Yes.
Yeah, which is a little inconvenient.
Yeah, but I think the hope is that you would be able to get your Ursaluna up by that point, because you have your first turn of items to deal with, including Fan Rotom, to at least get one of your draw Pokemon up. And as long as you're drawing, I don't think that the item lock is too terribly impactful.
Right.
That said, I mean, I don't think it's free either. I think that, Psychic has sufficient tools thanks to Gallade and Malamar and stuff to pressure what's going on here. It also has access to Monkey Dory to confuse the Ursaluna, which is a really tricky line to deal with. Definitely a matchup that's going to test the skill of both players.
Yeah.
8 minutes left on
I
the
have not
clock
played that
here.
matchup before.
I
I
have
know that
not
Eggmill
I have
versus.
not played it versus Frillish. I've played it versus Psychic bajillions of times, of course.
Mhm.
But Frillish could put a wrench in the plans. Monkey Dory is definitely annoying, and frankly, so is Giratina. Um, Giratina slamming 130 into your Ursaluna every turn. Of course, you can Max Potion, but that's still feeding them damage to throw back at you with Monkey Dory. So it's a pretty awkward scenario. Taking knockouts with Bulky Bump isn't great either. If they play Mimikyu, of course, in an open decklist version, you would know that they're not playing Mimikyu. But in a regular GLC match, you always have to be scared of Mimikyu copying your Bulky Bump, sending you out of there.
I'll tell you this. Like I just was thinking about this. One of the ways that you can like, oh look, see, U-turn board. Told you.
Oh, and she's
Oh no,
taking it
you
back.
can't. Yeah, you can't retreat it. No, because you have
Yeah,
Galar
because of the
Mine too.
Galar Mine. That is correct. Good catch. So
Yeah.
U-turn board, probably not a very good play there. Uh, we'll say we've had quite a lot of takebacks on stream today, not just in this match, but in our previous matches.
Yeah.
I may want to make an announcement, trying to limit that in the future. In general, we like players to commit to the play once the card has been put down and the action has been taken.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think
But
in this matchup we've seen a lot of it for sure.
yeah, yes, for
Um,
sure. And of course, you know, we're playing for fun here, free entry, so I try not to be a big rule stickler,
mhm.
unless the opponent is particularly upset about it.
Yeah. One of the things I'm like looking at this board state and I'm just like questioning, hey, is there at any point can I catch the opponent slipping and like play Marnie and deck them out? Like if
It's
you're
something to
not paying
think about
attention
for
to your
sure. Um, I would have to imagine the Amy versus hand is sufficiently large for that not to happen. But yeah, when you're at six
it
prizes,
actually
you could
does
just get
not
hit with
look that
Iona.
large.
That's not good.
Yeah, it
Amy's
really
hand
does
should
not
be
look that
large.
large. Yeah. I mean, you can t- you can see whenever they pick it up.
Now, this is something that's
It doesn't
interesting. We
seem.
can use Barbarical here to boss something up and kind of go for that line that you were suggesting where you say,
Yep.
hey, pal, don't deck out. And we do see Barbarical attach
Yep.
2 energy. Hoo-wee!
Yeah,
Hoo,
that's sick.
mama.
That's sick.
It's going to put a lot of
Pressure's
pressure
on.
on this
Pressure's on.
Ursaluna here. And of course, Ursaluna can't refill the deck directly. It's going to have to refill the deck through proxies like Palpad or Rescue Stretcher. So this is a little bit of a dicey situation. Amyverse going down to 1 in deck after that airmail. Just make sure that you don't deck yourself
Yeah.
out, and you should be okay. This is a really good board state. We do have Del Caddy to get back. Belelba and Bryson Surge. I don't know how many cards are in the opponent's deck here. I think Dallas just counted for Amy. If it's 6, or if it's even 8 and we have a pivot, then we could see the full Wombo combo where you just do Surge B&B, B&B, and then double Burrow to mill 8 cards in one turn. Really powerful play that Colorless has access to. Instead, we are just going to see the
See a
Flare
flare
Grunt.
grunt.
That's not going to prevent Heave-Ho Catcher next turn, just going to make it a little less likely, thanks to Barbarical's ability to attach to the active. We do see Palpad to put 2 cards back in the deck, but you are right, the hand is certainly getting low after all that play. Ursaluna is going to put 2 of
You
those
see what I'm
cards
saying?
back into the hand, thankfully. And this
And
is
a lot of times, I think with, well, let's see.
this is definitely the position you want to be in,
I don't
where
know.
you're just getting back the pal pad and the scoop up net, and at this point, you just have a race to play, right? You're not super worried about Dallas
Yep.
taking knockouts because you should be able to mill faster than those knockouts can be taken.
But there is a Luxscape,
But there is a
and
Luxscape.
if if Dallas can like put this all together, play some
Yeah,
kind of hex maybe.
it's possible.
Um,
I'm not super worried about it. Amy has the ability to mill 8 next turn if a knockout is taken. And I have to imagine that Dallas can't have that many cards left in the deck here.
yeah, there was some energies milled on that past turn, which is
It's
huge.
really good.
Let's see, time and round is
We got 3 minutes
basically
left, so
3
I think this
minutes.
should be enough for the game to conclude for either player here. See, Course Tenacity played. I have to imagine that the deck is just completely
Training
thinned.
court.
Even if we do grab, like, if we grab Parallel and an Energy here, that's, yeah, that deck looks so small. There's no way. Deck 'em out, deck 'em out. Deck 'em out, deck 'em out. It's definitely where fighting can stumble, though. Of course, fighting has such powerful aggression and just raw damage output and numbers, right? But unlike
Mm-hmm.
Psychic, it doesn't always have the same number of options to deal with uncomfortable situations like a control matchup. Always a trade-off that you have to keep in
Yeah,
mind when playing a type like fighting, where you're trading power
looks
for
like
flexibility here. And it looks like Dallas is going to scoop as
scooping
the
it up.
Amyverse can mill him out. That's going to put Amyverse at 3-0 with the two Frillish Psychics.
And you've got to imagine that Amy versus pretty excited to see a like all psychic at the top tables.
Yeah, I'd have to imagine as long as Amyverse feels comfortable navigating the Monkey Dory damage
Item lock.
moving, keeping the bench safe, as well as that Frillish, which could make things a little awkward. I think Amyverse should be in a good position here. So, great games, great games. We're gonna have about a minute here for our last matches to finish up, and we're gonna get ready for potentially the finals. But we have three players at 3-0, so it all comes down to this.
Yeah.
We're gonna have one down pair. So if that down pair wins their match, we'll have two 4-0 players, and we'll need a fifth round. But if not, this could be the final game of the evening. Just have to wait and see.
Yep. We got 30 seconds left in the round. Looks
And it
like
looks
all
like
of the
that's the
games
end of the
are.
round. Every player has submitted their result. We're gonna get into our
Yep.
final round here, and we'll be spectating the match of 3-0.
Yeah. What a great turnout tonight.
Yeah, I'm always super impressed. You know, we've had some weeks where it's been almost in the single digits, and then we have weeks like this where we're getting well over 20, and I don't know what's in the water that causes it.
Yeah.
But it's the
It's
last
definitely
couple
been
weeks we've been
higher
getting
lately,
big
for sure.
numbers. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good time to be playing GLC. And we are in our final round. Looks like
Absolutely.
we're going to have the Ted Tobin Psychic Mirror, Boulder versus no Boulder, at 3-0 in our top table. Amyverse getting the down pair, playing against Chicken Fried, who's also playing a Deoxys list, but choosing to go for Smoochum and instead of
All right.
Frillish, but still playing the Deoxys, the Monkey Dory, the Giratina, all that good stuff. So a lot of Psychic at the
Yeah.
top tables
Sick.
today. Let's see how this Psychic Mirror match pans out at table 1. Let's pop on over. Alrighty. Gonna get our stream layout built here. And get our cameras on.
Yeah, that playmat's so sick.
Yes, that is correct. The colorless player, Amyverse, was playing Ursaluna Control. Classic control archetype focused around that big boy Ursaluna and its ability Pete Hunt, or its attack Pete Hunt, which gets back 2 cards from the discard pile. The typical game plan is to tank hits and recover max potion every turn to heal, as well as Pal Pad, Scoop Up Net, and Versus Seeker to spam disruptive supporters like Flare Grunt, Hex Maniac, and Belelbin Bryson Man. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and crop these player cams inwards a little bit, get a little better viewing experience for you guys here. Oh, that's a wonderful question. Toucannon is a really good Pokemon, does a lot of damage for 1 energy. I could see it slotting in a lot of decks. It could potentially slot in an Ursaluna deck as an attacking option that has a little bit of draw power. It could slot in really any colorless offense deck as just a big fighting resistant guy that can take out an Okidogi or a Wailord, while also only costing 1 energy, which is pretty impressive. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I think
Yeah,
Toucan will
I
definitely
think the
shake up the field,
card
and I think Soul Valley will shake up the field a lot as well.
I think the card has like a lot of things going for that you want in a card.
Yeah.
Um, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't the middle one has energy excel in it?
Yeah,
Um,
the middle
I
one,
forget what we call that
Trumbeak
thing.
says look at the top 3 cards of your deck and attack a basic energy that you find there to one of your Pokemon, something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
like you have like some kind of like roll compression there, which is cool. Um, the fact that it can be just a draw support Pokemon all game is also very strong. You have
Yep.
the fighting resistance, which is huge. Um, and then also just you are a very great energy efficient attacker, which colorless always wants that. So I see the it kind of becoming more so a staple in most colorless decks, if not like people try to build around it or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's so
Um,
versatile and sort of frills free that you can just throw it in like whatever, to be honest. Doesn't really need an
yeah,
archetype per se.
no, for sure. But yeah, the card's great. I think I would be pretty surprised if I didn't see some of it show up to full grip, like
Absolutely.
for this next 3K. People love colorless, and any kind of like buffs that it gets is what people are going to be looking for.
Yeah,
So,
people are big fans. I'm a
yo,
big fan of colorless. It's just nice to draw a bunch of cards. Feel like you have control over every turn that you play.
yep,
It's a good feeling.
100%. So we're seeing is it Chabot?
Yeah, we got
Is how
Chabot
we're
on the
pronouncing
left,
it?
going by Saj S on Discord here. Looking like a turn
Yeah,
one battle
so
compressor off of Mew. One of the strongest plays that you can have in a Monkey Dory deck. Getting rid of all of your main attackers, and your main attackers are also the way that you build damage up on the board. Such a powerful play.
yeah, it's such a good card in general. Like Battle Compressor is like one of the strongest cards I think ever printed,
It's a card that
like
seems
in
very
the
unassuming
TCG
if you're
history.
not a very experienced player, because discarding sounds like a negative thing, and it's not getting you anything in your hand immediately. But thinning your deck is just super valuable. It means that you're not going to draw into a dead card like Battle VIP Pass or Assuming Heavy Ball later. It means you can get rid of energy, which is usually a good thing to have in your discard pile, pairs with Raihan and Malamar. And of course, in this case, you're getting rid of
Mm.
your attackers, Giratina and Gengar.
Yeah, such great versatility and being able to get rid of your energies to activate the Malamar.
Hmm.
To be able to, if you play like high search, like a lot of the fighting decks are doing nowadays,
Yeah.
or sorry, not search, but recovery cards, it becomes a search card.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah, Battle Compressor into
Definitely a big
Clara
fan of
has
it.
been, a good bailout if you don't have a real draw supporter on turn one. We see also that Gengar being set up as the first attacker. If you're not familiar, Gengar does 2 damage counters to the opponent's active for each of their benched Pokemon. With Mr. T-Dog having the 70 HP Mimikyu in play, that means that if he puts down 4 benched Pokemon, it will get knocked out by Gengar next turn. And since Gengar can get itself back, it only costs 1 energy, it's a very risk-free way to put on some pressure in the early game. It also does do
Yeah,
3 damage to
honestly,
itself when it comes out of the discard pile. So if Saj is able to get Monkey Dory in play, that's also 3 damage that can be thrown at the opponent with that Monkey Dory Adrenabrain.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, super strong turn. Saj very likely to get another use out of Mew's Mysterious Tail ability. If he can evolve into Curly next turn and keep drawing forward, I think he's going to be a happy camper. We see T-Dog gets Giratina, pitches it as well with the Mysterious Treasure, which is very cool. The same concept. You want to have those guys in the discard pile because they can get themselves back. Training court comes down, gonna give the energy that we need to attach to this Frillish. We're gonna be able to pivot with Scoop Up Net, attach to the Frillish, and keep a very small bench. Are we thinking about empty bench? We'll
Mallow.
see. We're gonna play Mallow, able to set the top deck for next turn.
I think that's a little different from.
This is definitely different
That's
from
not
Ted
Ted
Tobin's
Tobin with
list.
yeah.
Yeah, so like I said, Mr. T Dog playing the Iron Boulder is one big departure from Ted Tobin's list, and looks like some departures in the supporter department as well. Maybe I am wrong, and this is not based on Ted Tobin's list, but rather his own creation that happens to have Frillish.
Yeah.
Still, this
Yeah,
looks like a pretty
Frillish
good
in general is like,
response.
yeah, has been seen play for a couple of 3Ks at this point.
Yeah, it has.
Um,
It's a really good card to have in a
see,
mirror
yeah, so
match,
it looks
especially
like
when
the
your opponent
giraffe
has
rigs.
the Mew.
So they this might be like the little
Oh, you said they have Giraffe. Oh, they
what's
do have Giraffe Rig
the
too. So yeah, this
I
is
guess just
probably
like
the
yeah, it's probably Captain's list,
yeah, absolutely. This
the
is the list that got
parallels
second place.
syndicate
Yep, the
squads
Parallel City
stuff.
Syndicate. This list got second place to Winter at the Perfect Order 3K. So certainly a force to be afraid of. Using Frillish and Giraffe Rig as anti-control disruption options, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. I
And
remember when we were testing Psychic and playing against Frillish and just being like, all right, well, if you come and Frillish me, then I'm just going to actually go for Blacephalon early and just start destroying your board.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's like,
Frillish is
it, I
it
th-
item lock's good, but 3 retreat is bad. Oh, okay. This
yeah,
is
cool.
one of the
So,
Parallel City
yeah,
Syndicate themselves. All right, I'm mistaken. Thank you for the shout out, Captain Kev.
yeah, thanks, Kev.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, we love those guys too. Super solid. They also put out great content every
Absolutely.
week. They put out a tournament. So like one day they'll release a round. So definitely check them out on YouTube. Great content, great guys.
It's really
So
cool seeing how each of the different GLC testing groups come to different conclusions when it comes to Psychic, because at the core of it, all these decks are the same, with Gallade, Malamar, Zatu, and Monkey Dory as the key engine pieces. Just little differences in the attacker lineup and the supporter lineup can make a huge difference in
mhm.
how the deck plays and what its game plan is.
Yeah. Oh, maybe we gotta take back. Yeah. Okay. Just lilies for 6.
Yep. Another thing to watch out for in this matchup is the Parallel City Syndicate are not playing any bench barrier, and Chabot is playing Deoxys. So in a
Yeah.
scenario where
Another
both
card to
players are at
just
stalemate, if we're able to build up extra energy onto the Deoxys, that could be a huge way to make a big prize card and board swing in the late game here.
yeah, another big play that they like to look for is like parallel into giraffe rig.
Yep.
Slash you can just like giraffe rig the energies away too.
Oh yeah.
Um yeah, it's just
You can
something
giraffe
that
rig like
you
the
always have to
Giratina
be.
and Gengar away, which is really scary.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty good into the mirror for sure. Um
Both players with that parallel
yeah.
city, it's definitely going to be interesting to see who sticks it first. There's always a little push and pull with parallel city where you want to save it for the most impactful turns, but if you're the first player to put it down, your opponent can't bump it with their own parallel.
Mhm.
You have to be super mindful
Yeah,
about
parallel's
that.
such a crazy card.
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's shocking they
Remember,
ever printed it, to be honest with you.
did you play competitively back then whenever they
No, no, I
when
quit
it was legal?
before I quit before that came out. I can't
Yeah.
imagine.
I played
Especially
back
in a
then. Yeah, it
Skyfield
was
world. Like, good golly.
Skyfield wasn't like super played when Parallel was being played
Okay.
because it was because of what you would imagine,
Well, sure,
right?
yeah.
Like
Mega Rayquaza's probably the
it
only
was like
deck that would even want it. The Skyfield.
there was like some other decks like Raichu variants and all that, but like the Parallel stuff was way more of like a 2015 to 16 thing.
Sure.
Um, and then that was like Darkrai, or it was really like Yveltal Garbodor was
Sure.
like the deck that just kind of like ran the world until Decidueye came out,
Yeah.
and then Decidueye Vileplume kind of shut those decks down. It's too much HP.
Yep. Even with the Garbotoxin turning off Decidueye and
Mm-hmm.
Vileplume.
Yeah, no, it didn't matter.
Yeah, it's too
Also
good.
important to note is that the tool card ruling was different back then as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
So
like
Vileplume would
you couldn't
prevent
play
you
it
from
underneath
attaching a
Vileplume.
tool to Garbotoxin if they got it first. And they often did because of Forest.
Yeah. Yep. Cool.
Yeah, I tell you
All
what, I'm
right. So
definitely
see.
glad that they split items and tools. I think it's much better.
Yeah, I like it better that way too. So we see an artisan.
Yep.
Maybe like
Artisan's going to be a great way to get
they're
your board
looking
set up under
for.
this item lock here. And it's, we're at risk of starting to bleed prize cards. This Mew's about to get knocked out by the item lock of Frillish. Unless we
Frillish.
get into our
Okay.
own Frillish.
Oh, Frillish you.
And,
Frillish Wars.
this
Okay,
is
the
where
monkey's
the
huge here.
standard experience comes in. Being able to navigate this situation is what an expert Gardevoir EX player would know how to do.
Yeah, this is where like what we were talking about with like, oh, okay, like people want to Frillish us, like that's fine. Like we get the Blacephalon and the Monkey Dory established, like it's
Yeah.
just kind of gets gross.
Yeah, whoever finds the dark for their Monkey Dory first is going to be able to take over this Frillish War pretty effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, we see Inkay only has 60 HP, Natu only has 40. So if they don't get evolved up quick, which is going to be tricky to do under item lock, we could see some of those bench Pokemon really get pressured. But we still have to see the dark energy come down before we can talk about all that. We do see the U-turn board come down on the Mew. That's exactly where we want it. We're coming up with Frillish, and we're going to draw First Blood with Oceanic Gloom on the Oceanic Gloom.
Yep.
With some
I
damage
think
left over for Monkey Dory to throw back, which is really cool.
I think Ted Tobin would be proud to see a Frillish right about now.
Yeah. No, this is absolutely great. This is what Ted likes to see. Of course, we haven't quite gotten the Curlia to really capitalize on buying these turns of item lock, but
Mm-hmm.
both players do have cards like Hilda that can get those pieces set up even under item lock, which is good to see. Do see Monkey Dory come down for Mr. T-Dog also.
Yo,
It's really
does Mr.
exciting.
T Dog have the dark? Let's
Yeah,
see.
if we have the dark, both
Iono,
players are
okay.
going to get Iono'd, so both players are going to have a new opportunity to find that darkness energy. Let's just take
I
a
feel
quick
like that just feels
count
so
of the
bad right there.
amounts. So it does look like Theo is playing one basic dark and one rainbow energy. On the other hand, Chabot is playing two basic dark. Of course, there's pros and cons of that. Two basic dark's going to be a little easier to get back, but not going to be able to be found off of Guzman Hala. So in an item lock scenario, might actually be preferred to have the rainbow. Oceanic Gloom comes down, did not find the dark.
Oh,
Oh
with a dark.
no! But
With a
Saj
dark.
does. That's going to be a
Holy cow.
huge tempo swing here. We're going to be able to heal off the 40 damage on that benched Mew, probably placing it on the Inkay or the Natu to try to pressure them. Or instead, going for the active Frillish. I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, I kind of don't like that. I like I
I'm
like
not a fan of that
targeting
either. I
down
think that you want
the
that Frillish to
bench.
get stuck as much as possible while you take KOs on the more important pieces on the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only reason I would want to try
Okay,
to
we got a
damage the
Guzma.
Frillish here. Oh, and we are going to take the knockout on the Natu using Frillish's
Yeah, that's kind of sick.
weakness. Natu only has 40 HP
Yeah,
and
that
it
makes
is weak to
sense.
Psychic. I still think I would have liked to see 30 damage placed on the Inkay to threaten the knockout on that next turn. But still,
Mm-hmm.
this is definitely a nice play. Able to draw forward a little bit with Mew. Can't play the item right now, but still thinning the deck and building up that hand size. And we're going to see a really good Oceanic Gloom knockout on the Natu here. Taking the first KO of the game. With Muscle Band,
Go
doesn't
muscle
even
band
need it.
too.
I probably wouldn't commit that. Maybe he's not aware of the Psychic
I
weakness.
wonder. Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder if he realizes that
Probably
it's
is not aware of that. I wouldn't want to commit that quite yet. I think I would have probably been interested in taking the knockout on Inkay with Monkey Dory plus Muscle Band there, if that was the thinking, but I don't know. Either way, we got a tough call ahead. If Theo does Gloom again, Saj can take a mid-turn knockout with Monkey Dory on the active Frillish, which could be pretty awkward to deal
oh
with.
no. Yep, you cannot play the
Yeah, he
item card.
can't recover that Natu. Only way to recover it is going to be Clara while item lock is in effect. One of the strongest parts about item lock is the way that it acts almost like Lost City. We know this very well when we play Terra Plume. While you have Vileplume active and you're sweeping with Torterra, it's very difficult for the opponent to get back the Pokemon that you're knocking out. And it is going to be another Gloom. Still doesn't find the Dark Attach onto Gengar. I'm going to take the KO probably on the active Frillish here if I had to guess. That's exactly what's
Yep.
happening. And now something's going to have to come up and eat 40 damage from this Oceanic Gloom. Could be Mimikyu if we're going to try to copycat. I feel super bad. I would love to see Monkey Dory attempt to take the knockout on the Frillish here. But yeah, this is Ted Tobin's list really showing its strengths here. Able to win this Frillish war. And the Muscle Band is definitely part of it.
Okay, so we did find a dark. That's huge.
That's huge. We're going to get back into this game a little bit here. Able to move 30 off of the Mimikyu here. And able to get back the Natu onto the bench is going to be really great. Of course, we do have the opportunity to potentially use Copycat if we find another way to get energy into play, but I think that's going to be unlikely. We're just going to have to fling 30
Yeah.
damage right
SPR,
back and maybe Filch.
why don't you take a second to kind of talk about the Monkey Wars here and how that's going to play out?
Yeah, absolutely. So both people have Monkey Dory in play at this point, so the damage is effectively at a standstill. However, what you have to recognize is that Saj is still putting 4 more damage in play every turn thanks to the Oceanic Gloom. So he is outputting 70, and T-Dog is only throwing 30 of that back. That means that Saj is still going to be making progress here every single turn, even though the monkeys are kind of equal. And furthermore, because the 30 is being moved back and forth with the monkeys, Saj, being in the attacker, is going to have a little bit more agency over where this damage goes. So, for example, he can move 30 onto the active Mimikyu and knock it out with Frillish, getting rid of all the damage in play, giving T-Dog nothing to throw
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, but then he's going to have to basically get returned by the monkey right here following that, which will be, assuming he has the psychic
Yeah, for sure.
in
That's
hand.
the goal for Theo here is to try to confuse or knock out this Frillish. So we have a choice here over whether we heal the Frillish And it looks like we are going to heal the Frillish. I can't tell how much it was healed down to. I'd be curious if we healed down to 1, which would allow Monkey to whiff the KO but get the confusion, or if we only healed down to 2, allowing Monkey Dory to simply knock us out, and then Saj is now just going to go into the end game 3 prizes up in the prize race.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Either way, definitely a good spot to be in when you have Frillish still maintaining that item lock. This is the Blacephalon turn, but we're going to have to find a lot of pieces under item lock to actually pull that off. We might even lose the Dark Energy trying to do it.
Mm.
We do have the attach on a Monkey Dory. It's looking like we're going to try to take a knockout or a confusion this turn. And it looks like we did heal down to 1. So it is going to be a confused Monkey Dory. That's going to be great in terms of having damage to throw back. Let's see if we have a
honestly,
pivot
though,
in the hand to heal the confusion.
yeah, I was gonna say the bad spot here is that okay, well,
Yeah, we're just going to be able to
maybe
knock
it's not
out
as
that
relevant.
Inkay or that looks like Natu again. I think that I would like to see the Inky knocked out more so than the Natu. But to each their own. And
I think he's just trying to close out like multiple prizes being done. But he still has
well,
like
he's still only
multiple
taking
prizes
1
with the
knockout either
Blacephalon
way.
regardless.
Yeah.
Well, no, like if Theo can knock out the Mew and the Frillish, I think next turn, right? No, he just healed off the Frillish. I think
Yeah,
I'm missing
I
the
was gonna
damage
say
on
you're
it.
gonna just put the damage into whatever you're attacking with Frillish here. You don't want to leave damage on Theo's side of the board.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I was just saying the energy with Blacephalon could do it, but
Well, we've just passed the Blacephalon
there's
turn,
not enough.
unfortunately, so the Blacephalon probably not going to do too much. And that is definitely going to
Yep,
be the scoop here. We're
calling
now,
it.
yeah, 4 prizes behind in a really terrible board state. Saj manages to win with the last 2 prizes being Zatu and Curlia. I mean, if that isn't a masterclass in the power of Frillish and Monkey Dory, I don't know what is. Of course, he did get a little lucky to be the first player to find that dark energy. But I think it's undeniable
Yeah, I
that the
think that was
muscle
huge.
band is a big part of making Frillish impactful in the mirror. Being able to output
Mm-hmm.
40 damage per turn instead of 20 just accelerates the pressure you're putting on with that item lock.
Yeah.
Wow.
Correct counterplay into Frillish is actually just not damaging their board.
Sure.
Like you just don't hit into it, so you
Yeah,
don't
you
have
don't
to
want
ever deal
to leave
with.
damage up for them for sure.
Yeah. So I almost feel like if you get Frillish, then you want to avoid Frillishing them back immediately if they have the dark energy.
Yeah, yeah, because
But
whoever has the dark energy is going to be in such a commanding position.
mhm.
I am going to
Yeah, like
quickly
if you
move
can,
us over here while we're talking to our other potential winner match here. That's going to be Amyverse playing Ursaluna Control against a Smoochum Deoxys Gallade deck.
and that is a fully powered up
Yeah, that Deoxys is
Deoxys.
extremely threatening, especially when you consider that there is no bench protection whatsoever and a lot of Pokemon that have less than 120
Yeah,
HP.
Smoochum is so good in those positions to
Yeah,
like
it's
where
an excellent anti-control
you
card
don't have
costing
to.
no energy,
Yep,
getting 2 in
yep.
play.
It's really really good.
Yeah, very strong option for sure.
All right, so looks like you're gonna take 2 here with the Deoxys.
Hmm.
The sick thing is like you also have Mimikyu ready to clear the Ursaluna if they attack
Yes.
with.
It's a big deal
Yep.
compared to the other psychic list that we just watched, is that Mimikyu, which can copy Bulky Bump and do an astounding 200 damage. That is enough to knock out Ursaluna if you're able to remove the Luxurious Cape. Should be really
Yeah.
devastating to see here.
Another thing to note about this matchup as well is that Deoxys was not really a thing when Ursaluna was just like crushing Deoxys, or sorry, crushing Psychic.
Yeah,
So I think
Deoxys
the
is a
ability to like,
great option into it for sure. Um,
yeah,
when I
Deoxys
played,
plus Smoochum.
yeah, when I played the Smoochum Deoxys list to the 3K, I did lose to Trevor Passmore on Ursaluna control. But I do think that that was strictly to my own misplays. The pressure that Deoxys was able to put out was super, super high, and I just played a little too conservatively with my resources and got stuck with Gallermine. Um, but I think if I had just kept up the gas and not been too concerned about what Trevor was doing, I would have been able to wipe him off the board with the Deoxys for sure.
Yeah, I'd be very curious to see if Field Blower's down here.
Yes, definitely an important option. The one thing that I will say about the Deoxys, and pretty much why I lost the game, is Deoxys' damage is capped. So, as the Ursaluna player, you can play smart and limit the amount of Pokemon you bench and scoop up your final Pokemon to force them to knock out Ursaluna for the final prize card. As long as you keep looping Max Potion and don't get hand disrupted, you should be okay to finish out the game just with Ursaluna and no support.
Mm-hmm. And maybe that's what we're seeing Amy do here.
I think so.
It's
Looks like
just
the
like,
last Pokemon
yeah.
is that. Hell,
Oh
and we're
no.
actually going to go
Okay,
for a
we're
bulky
attacking.
bump here to knock this out. We have the Luxurious Cape,
Wow.
so we're going to have to see a tool removal plus Copycat to finish off this Ursaluna. Otherwise, this could be a really scary position to be with all of the energy in the bin. Not a Malamar in sight.
And to be honest, Philbler might already even be down. We just don't
Absolutely.
know.
We haven't been watching the first half of this game. We don't know what resources have been used. And I think that right there is sort of how I like to view Bulky Bump. I think a lot of newer players approaching Ursaluna think that you're supposed to get back your ignition energy and win on lots of Bulky Bumps. But that's not really the main concept, right? You're trying to use Bulky Bump like a super flare grunt. You just straight up remove a Pokemon from the board, all of its energy, and call it a day.
Yeah. Let's see. So they're trading away
Got rid of the TM blind side.
blind side,
I think
which is
that's pretty
kind of
reasonable.
interesting. That could be a win con.
Could be. Absolutely. I think right now, probably just
The
feeling the
chicken
burn
fried's
of having
frying.
no energy on the field and very little development, to be honest. The Deoxys was a little all in. Looks like it took a lot of prize cards, but now we gotta
Like
find
teammates
something.
Raihan.
Do you give us Night Stretcher? Night Stretcher for what? Super interesting game here.
Okay. Energy retrieval. Oh, okay. So tell us if it's there. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what you need. Yeah, so we're seeing the field blower. That's
Yeah,
the Mimikyu
that's
is going to
probably
be
going to
able
be
to
a wrap
copy.
here. With the Ursaluna being knocked
Yep.
out and just no real board presence other than that solo Ursaluna, as long as we can get a Gallade to follow up and knock out the Skitty, I think we're going to be in good shape to win for Psychic here. Definitely a
So
tricky matchup.
I would say that the attacking with the bulky bump was probably a huge misplay, and that
Yeah,
at that point with only one other bench Pokemon, you could just completely switch to looping Pete Hunt
yeah.
and then never be um
That would be, I think that
I
would
guess
be
what is
the
that,
best
muscle
play,
band?
especially seeing that the Mimikyu is already energized and on the bench there. Um, the only
Mm-hmm.
thing you do have to watch out for is, of course, even though the Deoxys is only doing 120 damage, with no draw engine on the board, it is very possible that you get hit with Marnie and do not find Cheryl or Max Potion, and that would lose you the game as well. So, it's not an ideal strategy to just sit there and Pete Hunt, but seeing that Mimikyu is right there, definitely risky to go for Bulky Bump.
Well, I was gonna say, like, at that point, like, you don't have much
You don't have much
of an
choice.
option with
Yeah,
only two prizes.
yeah.
And just knowing that field blower is still live, I think you have to make like that risk of like trying to sustain a little bit longer.
Hmm.
Okay, we see the counter catcher on Natu probably. Yep. I bet you Chicken Fry's just like sitting on Gallade retreat and just like, all right, are we ready?
Now watch this. Del
Well,
Caddy evolve into Field Blower,
yep.
and then we use Skitty Punch. Pretty sure that's what it's called.
Yeah, what are you grabbing here off of Del Caddy?
I really don't know. It depends on how many cards is in the opponent's
Okay.
deck. It depends on.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I think that the game is over at this point. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure what I would do. I think I'd probably concede.
Yeah, the Iona there is.
I mean, it's better than nothing.
Was yeah, was there a hex plate as well? Or it just
I am
was
not
returned?
positive. Yeah, that's sort of the ideal thing that you want to do in the psychic matchup is get into a position where you can Ursaluna, countercatch or something in the active, and then just play Hex every turn. Um, it's not that hard to play Hex every turn with Ursaluna. You can get back two cards. You can get back Versus Seeker and Palpad, Versus Seeker and Scoop Up Net,
Mm-hmm.
Max Potion and Palpad, you name it. So,
We do have a lot of psychic energy used here.
yeah, there was a ton in the bin still. That might be like basically all of it.
5, and that's 8.
I mean, I think one of those was Wonder Patch.
Okay. So we got 7 accounted for. Unless if that's a dark attached to the Corellia. I can't tell. I also don't know if they have Monkey Dory. Let's see. Yeah, there is a monkey dory, so that might be a dark. Got 10 energy total. There is a mystery energy as well. So I don't know where that is and whether it's been played or not.
Yeah, I mean, without knowing the exact resources down, I couldn't say if there is a real win condition here or not, but
Yeah.
Delcatty
Oh,
passes.
mystery's down.
Not great. Yeah, Verseeker, Rope, Parallel down, Mystery down. I mean, that's a decent amount of stuff down, but there's not Guzma down, unfortunately.
There's
Well, you can't play Guzma because there's nothing else
there's
benched. I lied.
there's 3 stadiums in Chicken Fried's list as well.
Sure. So that's really what we need is to mill those
Okay.
stadiums. We're gonna just loose a B&B. Scoop up net,
Oh
that's
my gosh.
huge. That's absolutely huge. And a psychic energy.
Holy
That
cow.
was a really strong Belelba and Bryson man there. Alright, so at this
Yep.
point I think we just need to stretch her back the full Ursa Luna line, or maybe even just Bunnelby to keep it simple. Looks like she's really debating on what to do here. In my opinion, I think that your best course of action is just to get back Bunnelby, actually. And just attempt to win on solo Bunnelby at this point. Because at this point, your game plan is just to hit the last switching cards. And you don't really need Ursaluna to do that. It's actually better to just you do it with Bunnelby, in my opinion. That said, I don't know what options Amy has to get the Delcatty out of the active.
Right.
Of course, Galar Mine affects both players equally. It's going to give both of these active Pokemon an extra retreat cost. And there's one energy. If we can get one more energy on the Delcatty, we could hard retreat into something like Bunnelby. She saves the rescue stretcher to potentially mill with Bunnelby next turn. Getting rid of Inkay. Whoa. That's a crazy discard, my friend. And is that another pass? There's no way. Now, of course, what you have to watch out for by benching Bunnelby is that does open you up to a Guzma play. I have to imagine that Scoop Up Net is down, but it would be great if we could Scoop Up Net into Bunnelby to prevent Guzma from being active for even a turn.
Yep.
Do you see Night Stretcher played? Probably going to be... What? We're going to go for the Retreat Lock? That doesn't make any sense. I don't like it one bit. No! No! What is this?
Well,
Don't
Amy
bench
hasn't.
that. Don't bench
I
that.
don't know if Amy's. Yep.
I know we're thin in the deck, but whoa. Yeah, I really don't know about this. I really think I would prefer to just see Bunnelby come in and just try to scam the game with some tactical mills. Hit the right cards.
Are we
That's
at
the
the
energy. If we
attach?
have the stadium bump, that's going to be pretty much a wrap here. Debating on
Yep. So
whether
we
or not
got
to
a little bit
get...
of thin.
I probably
Thin
would not
question
get
mark.
anything off the telepathic here. It doesn't really make any sense. Okay.
Okay. I'm grabbing mine.
There's the
Got
stadium
Silent
bump. We're going
Lab.
to get the retreat. We benched something. Lilies.
All right. We're
It's
just
going to make it
spinning
very
everything.
likely we're just fishing for the Gallade here. Hit Gallade, that is a wrap.
Okay. Was Curlia used yet?
Yes.
I don't think Curlia was used yet.
No, you don't
It
think
was.
so? I don't know. It's tilted. Zatu wasn't used yet, but I doubt we're finding that. There's Gallade, and
Yeah,
that's
there it
going to
is.
be GG's. I
All right.
think that was the last prize card. Yep.
Yep. So we only have one undefeated.
Yeah, so that's going to be the end of Turboblaze Trials Week 44. Congratulations to Chabot for winning with Ted Tobin Psychic, using that Frillish and Monkey Dory to incredible effect. Textbook Gardevoir EX stuff right there. Just so you guys know, next week we are off. All of the Turbo Blazers are going to be at Full Grip Games playing in the Pitch Black 3K doubleheader weekend. Should be a really good time, but that means we don't have anybody to run Turbo Blaze Trials, so we're going to take the week off. We're going to be back for, I think, 2 or 3 more weeks after that, and then maybe just 2 weeks after that. And then August 1st is going to be our invitational playoffs. Everybody who has received a badge throughout the season will have the chance to participate in the playoff tournament. The winner will have an opportunity to win $1,000 cash prize if they're able to make it through the Turbo Blazer Gauntlet, defeat the Elite Four, and defeat the champion.
That's right. Yeah, it's going to be a great time for sure.
It is going to be a fantastic time. And I think that this 3K is going to be a fantastic time too. We're going to have almost the whole squad down there competing against the Parallel City Syndicate, Team Artemis, Rook English and the Pittsburgh crew, and of course, the Full Grip Gamers themselves. It's going to be a real clash of titans.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be a stacked event, and I'm really excited to see all the new lists that make an appearance this 3K.
Yeah, this will be my first time going back out since I won, and I'm
Yeah,
very
this is
excited about it.
only your second
Yeah, it's
Full
going to
Grip
be
event,
like,
and I think it's going to be your second
yeah,
win also.
yeah, this will be my second W. I'm pretty excited about it. Feeling really confident, and I can't wait to go just play some cards. It's going to be a great time, hang out with the squads, get to see everybody in the community. That's always a big plus. So yeah, it's going to be a great. It's been a great night here, SBO. It's been fantastic.
Absolutely. And one more time before we log off, of course, we want to shout out our sponsor, Collectors Connection, based in Duluth, Minnesota. With 2 locations, they are the stop to go in Minnesota for your trading card game needs. So if you or someone you know lives in the area, please shout out Collectors Connection. Go give them your business. We'd really appreciate it if you did. They sponsor us and help us travel to big events like this Pitch Black 3K coming up soon. Thank you everybody
Absolutely.
for watching, and have a great rest of your evening. Get some sleep.